type shit. Oh, Dexky's here already. Hell yeah. Type shit.
Alright, yeah, we're live and Nick here.
Hell
Hello.
yeah.
Hello everyone. So today's stream is going to be pretty basic. It's just going to be me and Animasu talking about chapter 303 and then prediction for 304 and then whatever else we want to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Like I know
What
Onyx
everybody's
just posted
doing.
his first video in a hot minute.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta
So-
check that out. That shit. Hell yeah.
He gave me his permission to watch it on stream, so
Someone said scuffed stream. Huh?
well, I don't have a fancy background. My streaming setup isn't pristine. I mean, I'm not at college right now, like I
That looks chill to
usually
me.
am. It's not the end of the world. Like bed's there, recording thing. My quality of my webcam is being stupid though. Like it keeps focusing in and out.
Oh yeah.
It's supposed to be 38. It's supposed to be 3840 by 2160, but it just isn't.
I don't think Nagi is coming back. Hey man, he coming back. He's coming back. Trust. Attitude finna get him right.
Oh yeah. Now you better come back. I don't know why he wouldn't.
I mean,
It seems like-
there's literally no point to have Ray Dark say, I don't care about anything except money. Because involving Kaiser's past, it wasn't, like, we obviously knew he'd make money off of him, but it wasn't purely financial. But him saying that definitely ties into Betatsuda and him wanting more money and him doing anything to get said money, which, hey man, put Nagi
Yeah.
on England right now.
Yeah. Like, I think it would make sense, Nagi coming back. Like, you build up this character, and then, sure, it could be a great climax to have him having, like, lost everything. But then you're adding these extra chapters of him regretting it. The fact that you want to add those things and not just leave him as is, I feel like is significant to some point. Especially, like, end of last chapter with Nagi at the arcade. You're not going to show Nagi at the arcade just to do nothing with him, like, for the rest of the story. It'd be weird.
Even the continue screen, bro, it's literally all hinting at it.
Yeah.
My friend keeps asking me if Shido's a talented learner or a genius. He's a genius. His
He's a genius.
philosophy makes him a genius because of the way he views sports and the world.
I was thinking about this earlier too, and I was gonna make a video on this, right? There are some elements of Shido that make him seem very not talented learner, but like here's the thing, right? I feel like the term talented learner, while it does seem synonymous with like world and self type, same with genius, there's still like I feel like talented learners don't fully encompass the world type, if that makes sense. Like if I say world type and I say talented learner, sure, they correlate, but at the same time, while the talented learner was supposed to take over the definition of world type, but at the same time, a world type ego seems to be relatively different because like pursuing values that the world deems high quality, like that doesn't seem full talented learner-esque because there are still geniuses who pursue that kind of ideology. Like Shido, for example, right? He pursues personal pleasure, but his personal pleasure is still also somewhat relative to what the world values. Like,
That's just
when
coincidental, though.
yeah, well, like when he scored his Big Bang Drive, right? Like he was saying something like the world doesn't know me yet. Like, sure, it's about himself, but the goal is in value to the world, making his name known to the world, rather than just prioritizing what he's doing. He's prioritizing what he's doing and then getting his name out there in a value that he presents, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I get that, but I don't think it's about like it has to do like world style has to do with adhering to the world standards. Like going to school, you're expected like an A is a good grade. So striving for an A would make you a world type egoist. But Shido strives to do his test in such a specific way with such unique writing that it stands out and influences people. So just like with sports, he is influencing the world and the world is taken into account, but it's not about the world at all. It's about ingraining his philosophy and name into said world rather than chasing victory, a trophy, or like something of that sort.
yeah,
They are like
100%.
partially synonymous. Like I don't think they're exactly the same. Talented learner and world style are like just like I don't know. It's not synonymous. I don't know what the word is. It's when something is very similar but not quite the same.
That's like it's relative.
Yeah,
Or
relative.
yeah. I will say I do think that's also a factor that will lean into like becoming the best striker in the world. Sure, you can pursue personal pleasure and stuff, but you need to do so in a way that doesn't hinder value from the world. Because like as we see with like when Chris Prince and Noah subbed on, the title of best in the world is essentially a popularity contest. Like Noah was voted in with like 800 votes as opposed to like Chris Prince with like 200. Being the best striker in the world relates in some way to popularity. Like, sure, you could be the best striker skill wise, but would the world fully consider you to be the best striker in the world if you're not popular, if people don't like you? So
Yeah.
like Rain, amazing genius, one of the most talented players in Blue Lock, but I don't think he'll ever have the potential to be the best striker in the world because he will always pursue personal pleasure over impact for the world. And I think in order to be the best striker in the world, you have to balance both of those things, right? And Shido, I think, is more likely to be considered best striker in the world because his philosophy of pursuing self-pleasure doesn't necessarily deviate from shit that the world values. Like, because his impact is... Because what he pursues as personal pleasure impacts positively to what the world envisions. Shido embodies the self and world elements of being an egoist. And I feel like if you can embody both those elements, you're going to have the potential to be the best striker in the world. And Shido 100% has it over Rain, in my opinion. What do you think?
Wait, I don't know. I disagree just because like that would imply that someone like Green would have to change their end goal to impact the world in a different way. Because as is, the only way he impacts the world is through making them see his skill and be in awe about it, while Shido wants to ingrain his philosophy on the world. So for Rin to have any sort of tie to the outside world that's meaningful, he would have to have intrinsic meaning within himself to want to do so. The only reason Shido wants to do so is, I mean, we haven't seen his backstory, but just based on what we know about him, he's not like other people. So it's fair to assume he's always been an outlier and wants that ideology within himself to be pushed out into the world so people can understand him, why he is the way he is, and why he takes such pleasure in what he does. While Rin doesn't, he can't share his destructive impulses with the world because it's tied to his personal issue with Sae, and no one else could relate to that. I mean,
Yeah.
he could go on national stage and say, "I fucking hate my brother. I want to kill him," and that will influence some people to be like, "Damn, me too. I hate my brother." But it's not the same as like people looking at Shido saying like all of his philosophical quotes and shit like that. That's like impactful.
Yeah.
That directly changes how the world operates. So I
Yeah.
do think it's a spectrum. I don't think it's linear. I think like Shido.
Well, yeah.
Who's the?
Oh, yo, what's up, Jay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the
Rin.
super chat.
Oh wait, what?
Jay
Oh,
donated $2 for the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Again,
appreciate you.
don't
Jay.
don't feel obligated to donate. Just enjoy the live, have fun. I appreciate it, but again, you guys just being here and enjoying the conversation and engaging yourself is also just that's all I need.
And
But I
all
will.
donations go to that new Generation 11.
They do.
Just so y'all
So
know.
I will say this: don't feel obligated to donate. But if you do end up donating, your name gets like your name or username, whatever you'd prefer, gets mentioned in the Blue Lock movie credits as a contributor to the project. So if you're interested at all in being mentioned in the movie, we have like 30 people, maybe more, who've donated or become a member or super chatted in any kind of degree and have gotten their name mentioned in the credits or are going to get their name mentioned in the credits. So there's that. I will say though, there's the reason I lean towards like the balance of prioritizing self and world like relatively as equal as possible, or your personal pleasure aligns with the world perception. Cause like take Rin, second selection. Would you say Rin was playing more logically, more like a talented learner?
I think he's the prime example of it being a spectrum because of his puppeteer to destroyer
Yeah.
transformation. He's shown that he can do both efficiently at a high level, and it doesn't negatively impact him. Like you could say he plays better as a destroyer, but that's subjective. He plays better as an individual striker. When in puppeteer mode, the only time he got the ball taken off him was like what? He got caught off guard by back heel, and that's it. Like nobody else
and also Bato. That was about it.
yeah,
as far as I know.
Bro lacking, and he
Well,
was like,
Nagi,
controlling completely.
Nagi too. Nagi, actually, Chigity Chigiri, Bado, Nagi, and Isagi all caught them off guard in relative ways. Chigiri's speed caught him off guard because he wasn't expecting his speed to be able to get to the moment that Audio and Rin like met up. Nagi's 2-stage faked him out. Bado's like unpredictability got him and irrationality, and then Isagi's direct back heel. But at the same time, I think Rin, because he was shown to be that talented learner, logical kind of player back in the second selection, and him playing like a genius now, we saw it very, very faintly at the end of the PXG game, where his aura turned into the destructive plus the puppeteer mode. And I feel like that's somewhat symbolic of, okay, talented learner and genius, merge them together to a degree, and your performance is usually going to do really well when you're highlighting that, because he was able to block the chemistry of Rin, of Kaiser and Isagi, and only when he started playing more like a genius was when he started to falter, right? When when the destroyer eye locked back in, which also I feel like when you see Rin get the destroyer eye, that's when he's throwing everything away, going full pursuit of pleasure, as opposed to embodying a little bit of rationality. As soon as that eye appears and he went to tackle into Kaiser, that's when he faltered. If he just stuck to Isagi doing the man marker, it would have been way more effective. In relation to the link up of Isagi and Kaiser, at least from what I can remember from those moments.
I'd have to reread it, but I thought that Isagi used Rin's like he looked at his visual glances, and the moment Rin looked away, he caught him off the ball and was able to escape the 34-meter radius that he was man marking him in. And then he ended up doing like a like a crisscross run with Kaiser in order to shake him by sicking Rin on Shido and Kaiser, basically just congesting the midfield.
Yeah. So after Kaiser kicked the ball away, Rin was locking down Kaiser instead of Isagi. So he was locked down to Kaiser now. Which I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. But if Rin goes, if I just stick to you to a 4-meter radius, you can't do anything, and then the next chapter he's off of Isagi, I don't get that, right? They did eventually do a cross run, but Rin wasn't even on Isagi at that point.
What chapter was that, if you remember?
291 was when the cross run happened, I think. Or it was 290. No, it was 292 was the cross run. 291 was after Kaiser's save. Here, we'll pull it. We'll just pull it up here. So yeah, we'll cover that in a second. But yeah, 291. Here we go. Yeah. Kaiser and Rin are running. Yukimiya does his dribble, passes to Hiyori. He dribbles through people. And yeah, Isagi's free.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Rin definitely chased it for an individualistic reason of wanting to prove himself, but I don't think it was the wrong decision. Like, marking Kaiser, no one else would have been able to take him, even like physically in any way. Like, Rin got bodied physically, but he still was able to keep his hand on him for a little bit and hold him back. If he marked Isagi instead, like looking at the openness of Kaiser, he'd have probably been able to rip a Kaiser impact from there without like no defense anywhere near him.
Yeah, it's just the inconsistency of him saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna mark Isagi, and if I can, then your chemistry dies," right? Like, but then he goes to mark. Like, if he didn't say, "If I just stick to you to a 4-meter radius, you can't do anything," that's different, right? But the fact that he said that and then is now off of him the next chapter, that's where I feel like, because like if this was adapted into like the anime, right? He would say, "I'm gonna mark you," and then literally 2 minutes later is not marking him. Like, I also put it into like the fitness of the adaptation, because they're adapting chapter after chapter, boom, 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 rather than us who's seeing it week by week. So we have that little buffer of time. But in the anime, they're just going boom, 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 4 chapters an episode. We're getting, oh, he said he was going to mark Isagi. 2 minutes later, now he's not. Why?
I think reading it now, I interpret it as more as Rain's back heel. It's Rain's payback for Isagi's back heel shot. Because if you look at the way he says it, it's like so serious. He's like, "You're not going anywhere. Given your individual capabilities, I'm locking you down." And like you said, 2 minutes later, he immediately goes from Kaiser. But the monologue that Isagi is having is him thinking that Rin manipulated him. He said he wanted to crash into Kaiser. Like, he knew all along that he was going to break off of Isagi. So his plan was to just make Isagi feel trapped, like he was stuck without anything to do. That would then put Kaiser in a more critical place to where he could physically crash into him and hopefully get the ball. Because it shows like Rin doesn't like look at Kaiser and like decide, oh, I'm just going to change plans here. We explicitly see him verbatim say, I've been waiting for that fire, turn his head and full fucking dash to the ball. Like,
Yeah.
I think he had it in mind and planned already. And it wasn't like, it was just more like verbal manipulation of Isagi.
I'll also say, hot take, I don't like Isagi's Metavision design. It's weird. I think the standard base Metavision grid design looks so much cooler. Like, on Hiyori it looks fire. On Kaiser especially, it looks fucking clean. Like, I love seeing Kaiser with the Metavision in his eyes. Like, I don't think there's ever a moment where Kaiser doesn't look clean when he has the Metavision design in. I just think the base grid design is decent.
I think the design's better, but coloring wise, I think it always looks better with Isagi's eyes. Like when it's colored, it looks so fucking clean.
Yeah, coloring is different, but I mean just in the basic black and white. I just think Kaiser's a great design character, so having him have that grid design is also really cool.
Someone said it's hard to hear me. It shouldn't be.
I cranked you up a bit. I cranked you up by 20%. So you were like relative to where I'm speaking. I thought you were before, but I guess not. So I cranked you up a little bit.
The way Rin's tackling people, I got a yellow card for that exact same tackle, brother. You'd get a red for that exact same tackle. He's not supposed to be doing this shit.
I guess the only reason like that Rin did what he like, if we're talking like U20 game as well, like do you know how he did like with Neo, how he just threw him over his shoulder?
Well, yeah, that was using his physicality and press.
Because he also hit him with like a shoulder charge, like a football player would.
Well, that's allowed in football. Like that, you can clash shoulders into people as hard as you want to and fucking throw them across the field. Like when I play on the right wing, if I have a back press me, I'll try to elastico the ball to the wing and press with my left shoulder because I can just fucking body people.
Fair point.
Physicality is so fun in ball.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna go through some of these questions we had before. Let me just scroll the way up here.
Oh yeah, I saw somebody say that BLUELOCK readers don't watch football. That's not everybody. It's not a representation of real world at all, but you can use real world understanding and apply that logic to BLUELOCK. It's not going to be consistent. Like Nomura and Kaneshiro don't know how to draw formations properly, movement on the field. But in terms of like the bid system, positional like understanding, Rabona crosses and just understanding the mechanisms of skill moves, knowing real life ball does help.
Yeah. Also, you see the new Embers? Like the Embers volume cover? This shit looks gas.
Oh yeah, no, it's so good. Dude, his aura is so cool as a defender. Holy shit. Yeah.
That's cool as fuck. I also like how it's the football like pentagon. He's inside of it and with his attire, and then his normal school uniform outside of it.
Shit looks like a BLUELOCK cover.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Honestly, I would say this looks cooler than the standard BLUELOCK. Like Isagi's, this is way cooler than Isagi's standard cover. His is very basic. So like as a start, this is a great manga cover.
I hope going in the U20 World Cup arc, we get awakened versions of the Egoist, like white hair, 0 point Isagi, like mid play, because that would be such a tough cover.
Yeah. Like, the alternate art manga covers, like, there was one with Isagi, Nagi, and Rin in the U20 fits. I think those were cool. I like those ones. But at the same time, like, they need to have a little bit more... They need to look a little bit more dynamic, I guess would be my...
Unironically, Charles has one of the most dynamic ones.
Yeah, Charles is great. Charles one is fucking beautiful. Love that one. Love all the demon emojis. I think it's cool. Do you think it's possible for a player to be both talented learner and genius? Well, that's the thing, right? If talented learner and genius are on a spectrum, obviously there would be a player who aligns in the world. There would at least be one person who aligns 50-50. So then what would you label them?
A contrarian?
Because, like, would that make Charles a 50-50?
Well, I mean, I would say he could be because Charles seemed to show logical understanding of manipulating the field. His development seems linear through just normal training. He does have natural talent, but the way he plays and develops is kind of both because we see him be very selfish and only pass to Shido and only pursue his ideology and standards. But then we see him also adhere to PXG's philosophy and just try to get the team victory. So he kind of chased both during the PXG match.
But does that not imply that like Charles, by pursuing his own desire like that, was playing worse because he continued to pass to Shido and no results were generated from it?
I mean, yeah, but it's mostly because like we're not at the stage yet where it can be successful. Because in the U20 World Cup, I feel like egocentrism won't be the topic anymore. Everyone will just understand everyone's egocentrism, and chemical reactions will be a lot more fluid and able to pull off. But in the PXG match, both teams are having infighting. Both teams are not fully cooperating, and there's no way that Charles could have been able to just like not think and find options easily. Like he just knew Shido, trust me, Shido would be open. That's my option. But if he wanted like the rest of the team to help, probably wasn't going to do much.
Yeah. So then who do you think are 50-50s? Closer to the 50-50 mark that we know of right now? Because like Burnfry says Charles, no Devil Fire says Noah.
Hi Bambi, how are you?
Hey Bambi.
I think Chigiri. He's a very individualistic person who chases his own standards and want to score in his own way, but the way that he does it benefits the team directly and the world.
Yeah. I need to find you gotta drop your dictionary video. I need those descriptions.
Bro, I've been fucking grinding on it. It's so annoying. I keep forgetting that there's like, holy shit, there's just so much in BLUELOCK.
Who is your favorite character in BLUELOCK? I don't know. Who's your favorite character in Animasu?
Oh, mine's Kaiser and Shido, 100%.
It's gotta be Rin. It's gotta be Rin. Or Zantetsu. It's gotta be Zantetsu. No, Imamura.
This guy's spinning. They have to implement offsides rules because I want... Oh, please make the Span national team offside trap the fuck out of Rin 3 times in a row, or Burū. I want Shido, Burū, or Rin to feel the pain of offsides trapping. They haven't met Aguero yet.
No, we need an offsides goal. We need them like Isagi to score a goal, like a direct shot goal, but it'd be offsides and not count.
I fucking hate that, bro. I'd hate if we had a 4-chapter build up to an offsides goal. I mean, it'd be tough for the community. Like, it'd be a huge controversial talking point, but I'd be so pissed because it would end with the goal. It would say 1-1. And then next week we'd get offsides fucking page 1.
Nah, it would be so funny. Goal double spread. Third and second to last pages. Final page shows Isagi celebrating, but it has like a whistle sound and then just the guy raising his hand or something. And that's where the chapter ends. And then next chapter is like offsides. Man, what the fuck? The reactions from the community. You'd have so many people making chapter review videos like Isagi scored. Isagi scored the first goal for BLUELOCK in the World Cup. Psych. It's offsides. Like the next week, it's like, man, what the fuck? It's like the reactions with Isagi getting number 1. Like everyone like the week before was like, oh, Isagi's like, hold on. I think I even did it for one of my chapter review videos. Like I went through and before bow to me, you supreme clown, Isagi 294. Afterwards next week, and the champion of the NEL is boy, what the hell? Like literally everyone was like, oh, Isagi's getting number 1. Isagi's getting number 1 after this. He's literally the champion. Next chapter, they tie. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, no, that shit's funny. I don't know. I feel like the reason I don't think Isagi would be offside trapped and everyone else like Rin and Burū would be caught off guard is because he is not that individualistic in terms of like just looking forward and running towards the goal. Like he's constantly scanning, like prime fucking Zavi, looking around the field, picking up everyone's location. So he knows where the defenders are, and he is not going to get caught up in that. I feel like...
What about Shido?
Shido, Burū, and Rin, I feel like they'd all get caught in it. And someone in the chat just came... Oh, offside trapping Loki, bro. I don't want him offsiding trapping anyone. I want Loki to be countered by BLUELOCK 11 offside trapping the fuck off him. You know why that would work too?
That's going to have to be what they have to do.
When Mbappe in real life cannot. Yeah, someone in chat. Mbappe's always offsides, bro. He made 9 offside runs in El Clasico. 9.
Like, I think Loki's the offside trapping Loki may be the only strategy possible.
Just have Kunigami red card him.
Have Rin do it. Have Rin break his fucking ankle.
Here comes the boom. Just fucking takes him out.
I need Kunigami to Kunigami power hit Loki. He falls to the ground and he's like for that tackle you get 5 big booms. And just start walking around him going boom, boom.
I need the most lit celebrations in U20, bro. I need Kunigami to score and flex in front of the crowd and 2 people jump on both of his arms hanging, bro. I need some badass celebrations.
Yeah, like his sisters did.
Yeah, but with fucking like Isagi and Rin or something just celebrate. I want to see Rin happy, bro. I'm so tired of seeing him emo. He will feel joy scoring in the U20 World Cup. If the author makes him be emo about it, I'm dropping the manga. That makes no sense. He's 16 years old. He's going to find pleasure in it.
Yeah. Rin has always had like chill celebrations. Has Rin actually had like a good celebration?
Yes,
like,
in U20 when he pumped his fist and bit his lip, that shit was tough.
But that's not like insane. Like I'm talking like we need like a Burū like U20, Isagi U20, like a Nagi revolver volley celebrate. Like we need him to show some fucking excitement.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like he's kind of like Rafinha in real life, but Rafinha has Yamal and dances with him, but Rin just kind of does like solo Rafinha celebrations where he's always just doing something chill and basic. Which honestly, I don't know. It's gonna suck for Rin because he can't have any tough low-key celebrations because he's always emo. But if Isagi went dead quiet and did the Messi celebration from El Clasico and raised his jersey, oh yeah, that shit's going crazy.
Listen. I need Rin and maybe like Rin, maybe and Bachira, or maybe Rin and Hiyori to do Nagi's celebration with Ryo after the revolver volley, where he just like turns around, looks down with his arms out, and Ryo jumps on his back screaming.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Nagi being Rin being nonchalant, and then like Hiyori or Bachira just jumping on his back. Like fuck yeah.
I need the author to watch more football so he can have like an understanding of what hits the most to fans of football. Because if I see Isagi raise up the nipple of his jersey and point at the Japan flag, I'm going crazy, bro. I'm going crazy.
Like, okay. I don't know if I asked you this. Who do you think will score the first goal of the U20 World Cup?
I don't think it'll be BLUELOCK. I think they'll start
down. No, for BLUELOCK. For BLUELOCK for Japan. Who on the BLUELOCK team are on? I guess we can't even really call them BLUELOCK anymore because they're not. They're Japan U20. Well, they're called BLUELOCK Japan. So like, who do you think will score the first goal for Japan?
Probably Bachira or Rin. I don't see Isagi doing it because he just got the closer. I don't see Shido doing it because he just got the opener. And also,
I said like
Shido needs some. I don't know. I feel like Shido's going to ghost for the first match, and the second match is going to be really difficult for him, and then we're going to get a Shido awakening moment and possibly backstory.
See, I don't even hope BLUELOCK scores in the first half of their game. In the first game, I don't think they'll score in the first half. Make them go into halftime with 0 goals, down 2. Put Shido on, let him score something in the first 5 minutes. Because he does. I'm pretty sure every game Shido's played in, he has scored in the first, 5 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. I want him to be saved as an impact subbed in when they need him, just for him to find out that the opposing team's defense has fully studied all of his VODs and is locking that shit down.
Have Shido be a super sub going into the half. Make them be down 2, and then come into the next half with Shido and have him score something off the rip. Get BLUELOCK energized again. Literally, get his big bang drive to kick off the World Cup for them. The big bang that started everything, have him score it again.
Bro's not recruiting that shit. That was fully based on the goalkeeper's positioning. And in the U20 World Cup arc, so help me God, if I see some sweeper keeper come out the box 40 feet, I'm gonna cry.
I mean, do you think, okay, Sae set up the situation for Gagamaru to come out, right? He sent the ball to where Shido was breaking past everyone and it was just Shido and the goalkeeper, right? So Gagamaru had to come out or something.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong though. It was just his clearance that was faulty, and I just attribute that to Gagamaru not being a goalkeeper for a while. Like he's never been put in a situation where he had to clear a ball like that quick in the moment on a normal sized field. Because
What
if
would
he
you
would've-
recommend that they do then? What would you have suggested they did instead? Because like from Gagamaru, the ball was above him. He had to like Shido was going to be right on him. A header, I feel like, was the only option to do there. No.
he could do like a Ter Stegen save against what was it, Inter, where he jumps up and headbutts the ball down into his hands.
But he was outside the box, though, is the thing. Gagamaru was outside the box.
I guess he could have just fucking drag and drive it into. I mean, he could have done just not passed it outward because his header wasn't powerful enough. Like I know Shido got acrobatics, but if someone can leap into the air and bike your pass, it is not a cross, bro. Like that is not a cross. That's not a keeper pass. That's not a rising.
Do you think there will be a situation where like Hiyori or Rao could manipulate the field to give Shido a situation close enough to that?
I don't know if they'll. I think they're done with Rayo copying BLUELOCK and chemical reactions. I think individually we'll see him copying players, but copy-wise we'll see him picking up from the U20 teams and recreating either their plays or similar plays. Honestly, I don't want him to recreate any more plays. I want him to find a new unique way to use his chameleon mode to like create. Like Isagi created twin gun volley from Nagi's juggling shot and his own trapping ability.
Yeah.
I feel like he could do something similar. But
wait, did Nagi
better
actually
scale.
did Isagi trap it? I thought he just swings his leg around it. I don't think
Yeah,
he
no, he
touches
doesn't.
it.
He doesn't trap it, but that's where he got the inspiration
yeah.
from the over the top swing. And please
Yeah.
stop talking about BLUELOCK femboys, bro. That shit's just weird. Most of these people are minors.
The Femboy 11.
If we have a femboy 11, they need to all be 20 years old, and then I'm fine with it.
We need
A Stolfo.
Okay, do you think we'll get a new Gen 11 next chapter? Like
Hell no.
the patron of dreams, do you think that could relate to a new Gen 11?
No, I'm 100% confident that it relates to Ray Dark, Batatsuda, Nagi, or Sae. Those
See,
four
I agree.
people.
But I'm like, do you think, because we have, okay, volume, what volume we're on? 33? I think we're on 34 now.
34 Batatsuda, yeah.
Yeah. So that usually goes for around 7 chapters, right? Like, how many chapters does a volume usually go for?
7 and 9, I think.
7 to 9? Okay, we're on 1, 2, 3. So a new character will have to be introduced in the next 4 to 6 chapters for something. Like, we'll have to, for the next volume cover, we'll have to get a new character, because unless we do Ray Dark, or unless we do Noel Noah, which I don't think we'll do either characters right now, we're gonna need to do something. Also, OP, you say gods or patrons. Yeah, well, that could also lead to Baratsuda. He called himself God. He said, I'm the god of this project, not you. He was talking to Ego.
Also, like, patron in this context is specifically going to refer to somebody who is a benefactor for someone. Because
Yeah,
we've seen
like-
so much talk about financial stability, wanting to make money, Nagi being someone who makes money. And I even say that could apply to Sae, because if Nagi gets denied and Batatsuda really wants to make more money, what better way than to convince Itoshi Sae and the FIFA board to allow a new Gen 11 player to play for their country? Assuming they don't already know behind the scenes what's going on with Sae. Because they do. They said all the new Generation 11 members will be playing. So the FIFA board, and I assume Batatsuda knows what's going on with Sae.
I
Well,
do
maybe
think
not
that
Batatsuda.
I do think that if Sae were playing, they would have announced him at the press conference. Like, if there was any time to announce Sae playing for Japan, that was the moment, because that's your press conference before the World Cup. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but like, why wouldn't they ask? Like, I know you said Rin and Sae already faced, but I still feel like the author would have included a question about like, how does Itoshi Rin feel about facing off against Spain and his brother? Because the general public would know that he's Spain's new Generation 11 and representing the national team. But since there was no questions asked like that, I feel like Sae's just gonna pull up and be like, "Hey, I'm kind of on the team," type shit.
well, yeah, because like people were like giving Sae hate on social media after his performance in the U20 game. Like, chapter 152, there was an article that Rain's reading. Sae Itoshi's last play raises doubts. He kept the ball too long. He should have passed it right away. The web is currently ablaze with public opinions along these lines. Sae Itoshi himself has only said it couldn't have gone any other way. His match against Blue Lock has garnered something attention, but blah 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 blah. It's cut out. Japanese U20 representatives manage. I'm assuming a strong defensive showing as well, or strong offensive showing as well. I don't know because it's cut out somewhat. But the Japanese media was already criticizing Sae.
Yeah, but let's be fair here. The media has always criticized Sae because he's never fucked with the media. The first time we see him interact with someone from the media, he's a child telling them to fuck off and that he doesn't care. So it's not like the public opinion nor media opinion will ever matter to him because he's just.
Well, it's not mattering to Sae. It's just a matter of to the community. Like before, Sae had never played for Japan, right? So that's why he garnered a lot of attention. But now that he did, and his first play for Japan was a loss to Blue Lock, and now they're criticizing him for his plays being the reason that they lost, I don't think they would really care. Especially since Rin already beat Sae.
I just feel like narratively for that article, it was meant for Rin to kind of read it and feel like, because he was like, I beat my brother in that moment. So I feel like him reading the article and narratively, it was just there to make Rin know that he was able to surpass him in that second, but it wasn't like a full awakening where he's better than Sae now. And then, hold up, someone in chat said, what the fuck? It just disappeared. Oh, no, there it is. Why would he play for Spain, or why would they allow it? Well, real life FIFA regulations under 20 do allow players some flexibility to figure out what country they want to represent. So they either need nationality from a parent, grandparent, they need to have been in a country for a certain amount of time, or have nationality, which does differ based on the country.
Yeah.
Or
I think with specifically with Spain, I think specifically I looked it up with Spain. There are some more. There's a little more leniency when it relates to the residing in the country. Rin is 16.
Oh fuck! Wait. Yeah. Okay. Oh, never mind. Those rules don't apply to the U20 World Cup. I was thinking about how like Lamine Yamal had to be taken off the pitch because he's only allowed to play so many minutes at his age, but that was because he was in La Liga. I'm pretty sure the U20 World Cup shouldn't have that issue.
Yeah. Well, also when you have players like Charles and Nico who are 15, like,
dude, yeah, will Charles play? I don't know when his birthday is, but like he has to play. Like Charles has to play in the U20 World Cup because there's no other reason Loki would be playing down. Like there is other reasons, like to get revenge against Isagi, but
yeah, but he wouldn't just play in the U20 World Cup just for that.
Yeah, no, he's playing for Charles 100%.
Yeah,
but he's 15,
Charles's birthday is February 22nd, and he's currently 15.
In universe, fuck. I forgot.
I have the timeline for you. So he just turned 15.
Wait, then he can't. Then it couldn't be his birthday because we see an episode like the Nagi chapter. The first Nagi chapter has the trees like dead, but the recent one has the trees bloomed. So it's not winter nor close to winter.
Charles turned 15. Okay, now here's where I'm confused, right? If I'm looking at this correctly, okay, this is where a little bit of inconsistency rises. Charles turned 15 in his game against Ubers. The day that PXG faced Ubers, Charles was 15.
Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense then, because based on us seeing like the outside agriculture, it can't even be near that time. Like it just physically couldn't.
Because so PXG and Bastard München, the game happened on April 3rd. So and we're 3 days after, I'm assuming. Or we're maybe I think it's April 7th, maybe, because like 24 hours later, was when was like the whole thing with like the parade, and that was on the 4th. And then that was 50 days later, so 3 days after would make it the 7th. So it's April 7th in universe right now, as far as I know, if my math tracks. But yeah, Charles turned 15 during his game against Ubers.
Well, yeah, but BLUELOCK's just gonna have different rules then. Either Kaneshiro doesn't know, or they're just gonna have different rules because Charles is not gonna play. Like, I just don't see any way that Charles and Loki aren't playing together in the U20 World Cup. Because narratively, why else hint to that? Because they can't play in the World Cup together. By the time, well, Charles is 15 now. Yeah, no, by the time BLUELOCK play an actual World Cup, Charles will be old enough, but he'll like just have been old enough.
Yeah, like also, how old do you have to be to play for U20?
16.
Is like
I believe.
so then what?
16.
Wait, so then what about like Nico?
He's 15.
Yeah, Nico's 15.
Oh, I mean, that's why I think that it's going to be an exception because, like, in real life, there's U16. I don't know. I think for the U20 World Cup, you can be called up. Like,
Because there's U16, there's
U17.
Kira was offered to join the U18s.
Yeah, I feel
Chapter
like
1.
it like I don't think there is. Is there a U8? I don't think there's World Cups for anything but the U20 World Cup, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah,
Like, I know
I've
there's
never heard
smaller
anything.
ones. So I think it's just like if you're a really prominent youth player on a U15, 16, 17 team, you can be called up because it is just encompassing the under 20 term. Like, they're not going to allow a 13-year-old. But like
No.
Lamine Yamal, I love using Bro as an example. He was 16 when he got called up to the Liga's first team. So if you're good enough, you can.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about a penalty shootout? I think I'd bite my fingers off. I think
my
I'd
God.
be so scared.
We would need a month-long break because I would not want anything less than episode Nagi chapter length for something like that. We need like 40 pages for
and
that.
The penalty shootout, it has to focus on either awakening Isagi's Predator Eye or Gagamaru's awakening because those are the only acceptable.
Well, I don't think Isagi could ever get Predator Eye though.
I don't see why he couldn't. He has the best visual prowess in the series.
Because Predator Eye's lined with restriction.
I don't think they're fully aligned. I think we've seen them align with the types so far because they're early on in their understanding of these. So people who lean more into the attributes that align with them probably would awaken them faster. But later down the line, once everyone understands the intricacies of them, different players should be able to develop them based on their understanding. Like Isagi absolutely could understand the mechanisms of it. He can observe a goalkeeper shifting. He can shift the defense and shoot in between them. It's just about if he can break it down, conceptualize it, and then apply it.
Well, isn't the fact that he can still do that and yet not get Predator Eye evidence that you need to be restrictive? Like Yukimiya, Bado, Rin, and Kaiser, right? I think those are the only Predator Eye users we know of, unless I'm blanking on one. Maybe Shido, but I'm not sure. But we're not sure about Shido.
Him where he needs it though. Like Isagi's current playstyle, he's never been put in a position where he needs it because based on his off the ball movement, he's always shifted the goalkeeper one way or another or the defense out of his like space. The only time I would have said he could probably have used it is like his man shine miss, but even then he was pretty open and it was his teammate who was contesting him.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Like Izzy had a shot. Just Kaiser showed up and fucked him over.
Oh, this guy's spitting. It's insane there's no new generation 11 from Argentina. Yeah, exactly, bro. Okay, I don't mind the US. I like the US. But you're telling me we get an Egyptian new generation 11 and not one from Argentina? Go on, bro.
See, again, that's also why I'm thinking like maybe the flags that we see aren't 100% indicative of new gen 11s entirely, right? Like I could definitely see them being that.
Well, Onyx I just think all the flags shown was like the main teams that we'll see BLUELOCK face off against because they're the big powerhouses and the important ones. And we even see like Egypt's not high in the real life standings. And based on the number of teams, what is there, 64 countries in the U20 World Cup in BLUELOCK?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to have an A to Z pool based on seeding, standing, and the proficiency of their team. So BLUELOCK will be faced off against like a lower tier team first, like Egypt, and then work their way up to like Spain, England, while the powerhouses will face off against one another in their initial matches. So we won't see every single flag there. Pablo isn't new gen? Yeah, no, he's World 5.
Again, Onyx is joining us in a second. So I'm just propping his icon.
I got you. I'm still coping for a Nagi comeback. Can you confirm it's possible or not? It's absolutely possible, bro. No need to stress. If you look at the new cover, you have Nagi's little emoticon on one of the gold coins. Dadatsuda's always showing interest in bringing him back. Nagi's continuously shown at the end of every chapter, despite his lock-off already occurring. He's absolutely going to come back.
He was called the second main character, which, by the way, I thought that was obvious. I thought Nagi was clearly the secondary main character.
There's 4 main characters. People just don't look at the fucking Egoist exhibitions, bro.
Who are the 4?
It's Bado, Rin, Isagi, and Nagi. Every time there's any like in real life like statues built or anything to represent BLUELOCK, it's always those 4 because at the end of the day, those 4 have the most unique egos to the viewers and have been explored the deepest.
304 leaks are out? No, they're not.
Yeah, bro is tripping. bro just
Hey,
gaslighted us.
But I say no, they ain't.
Yeah, The Sky is Falling, chapter 304 leaks are out, guys. Everything
we do have
crazy.
I will say we do have like a short not summary, but like like the opening tagline. The preview says for leaks, a brief rest with family, Isagi talks about the one who gives him peace of mind. Or it was a brief, or I guess the correction was a brief holiday with family, Isagi talks about ego. I guess.
Well,
I don't know why ego would give him peace of mind. Ego is constantly. Well, I thought he corrected himself. Like the bottom of the brief holiday with family, Isagi talks about ego. I thought that was the correction.
No, Bochi tweeted the official one is a short rest time with his family. The one who gives Isagi peace of mind is ... So it's meant to be ambiguous.
I wonder if it would be weird if Nagi shows up.
No, I feel like he will probably talk about Nagi with his parents. Like he'll be like, I don't know if you guys saw, but that was my friend. Like I've realized now that I could gain things so fast and lose them even faster, and that terrifies me. And they'll probably comfort him, like because we've never seen his parents genuinely give him comfort.
They're just like, well, give him comfort in regards of support, but not in regards to like comfort. Yeah,
like a parental advice.
Like you're stressing about something, here's some advice to help you out, rather than just giving support for their current standing. Like literally, like live the way you want to live. That's not really giving comfort. That's just giving support. And I feel like those are two different things.
I mean, when the author confirms that Nagi comes back by having Isagi's dad pat him on the shoulder and go, how about you just worry about yourself? I'm sure Nagi will be okay. And then it cuts to the last page and he's fucking
hanging. And Nagi just
what? This is that Doki Doki literature club, bro.
Arrow's finally about to get his guys. A character and BLUELOCK should die.
I'm sure Nagi will be okay. It just shows Nagi hanging himself.
Oh my gosh,
and
bro.
The ending tagline of the chapter says, Nagi in fact was not okay.
What is this, like fucking Dragon Ball Z abridged, bro? Jesus Christ.
Bro, he is not Sayori. This is no.
Dude.
This is not the plot.
That would be a cursed ending. Another suicide character. Like Mick Moon.
Another? What the fuck do you mean another?
Yeah, Mick Moon.
It's not directly, it's not purposeful, but it's still considered purposeful when you do drugs and don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Dude, I was literally just researching him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, that shit made me sob. When that chapter came out, I couldn't do my chapter overview for 2 hours because I couldn't stop crying. I was sobbing horribly.
I'm going to tell you this, though. It's not that the backstory was sad, but that backstory actually ruined Bado's stealth kill shot goal for me.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to be celebrating this right now, dog?
No, it's just the fact that, like, okay, we got the stealth kill shot. Like, he took the shot and it was next to Gagamaru's head. Then we go into the backstory where he goes, my best friend killed himself. Do you want to become the next king of Ubers? It's fine. But the fact that a backstory interrupted the goal and then they went on a 2-week break week, that pissed me off.
Tells you what you need to know about Baru fans, though. On Ubers, the coach is the one getting all the attention when the protagonist scores. But on Basher Munich, I don't see Noah feeling happy when Isagi scores. He got that man feeling pissed.
Fuck Noah. Hate that.
That shit was so funny. He was like, wait a minute. You're telling me you've been manipulating me and Kaiser this whole damn time for your own gain? And he was like, yep, that's about it. He's like, oh,
I don't think Raven has ever felt so much of a high since his like prediction of like Isagi and Rin tying. Since he predicted Noah was going to be manipulating Isagi, which I'm pretty sure he posted like 2 days before the leaks dropped. Of that chapter, like saying Noah was manipulating Isagi. I don't think Raven got off that high for like at least till the next chapter.
I don't think I got off the low of Isagi and Rin tying. I think I'm still there mentally.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Isagi is being portrayed as the number one. Like, him saying a few words over Rin, who, by the way, in the rankings, is above Isagi. Sure, they're tied, but Rin's name is first. So, like, and he was shown first.
Earlier. That reminded me. I think Isagi should also be the captain because Rin has already led them to victory in the U20 match. So if they lose, he won't be faulted heavily. Like, no one's going to be like, Rin's a shitty captain because he already led them to victory against a major national team that they took the spots of. But if Isagi, that'd be his first time captaining. If they lost, the media will not fuck with bro. They'll be eating that ass up.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, give us some victory for Isagi. He deserves a win.
Bro, he's constantly winning in the new Egoist League. I love bro, but he's constantly got dub after dub. It's going down from here.
No, but it's like a victory over Rain for once. Every time he's always inferior to Rain. My man has
beaten him in moments, or like he's never like had an outright victory. It's been like, oh, I beat you for like this 5-second period where I tricked you. It's like just give him an
victory.
It would also
win.
give Rain reflection. He's no longer the best. Give him something to work for. Like the whole thing was him just awakening and just starting to evolve. Okay, give him a reason. Isagi's now superior to him.
Well,
Let him catch up.
That is the plot of the end of the PXG match, though. I mean, like, Isagi doesn't directly gap him in the rankings, but he does individually and as a team outplay Rin. Like, even breaking free from Rin's marking one-on-one to score the final goal. So that was his individual and team victory over Rin. And we saw Rin activate Predator Eye and seem pissy. So he didn't show it, but I think internally Rin now knows, based on his Demon King monologue, that he's not that guy anymore. Otherwise, he'd be calling himself the Demon King and not glazing Yoichi.
But I still feel like that clear victory would make a lot of fucking Blue Lock fans be obvious of this fact. Like, because we know, Blue Lock fans, we don't have reading comprehension. We don't read.
Guys, don't mess with us. We don't even read our own manga.
We don't watch football. We don't read the manga.
Yeah, we don't. Oh my god, dude, the amount of like, take it from me, dude. I hardly watch like actual football or soccer, whatever the fuck.
I'm just not invested enough. I'm just not invested enough. I've never been invested in watching sports. I'd much rather play one.
Yeah, it's especially for soccer. It's like there's so many different leagues. It's very overwhelming to get into. But like,
especially since I have seen moments where like people are just passing the ball around and no progress is fully made. It just kind of the ball stays in the same area.
Are like 1-0.
Oh, don't talk about fucking Premier League Pep Guardiola build-up ball. I just makes me so angry.
Yeah, no, dude. My my roommates from my study abroad in London got me into football a lot. It was just like guys, just watch a game. Please, it's just like I promise you, nobody is.
Listen,
like,
that game could be cool.
Nobody's sitting on the field for 10 minutes being like, "Oh, I have to analyze the field." Like, guys, no, this shit.
That game could be cool, but are they monologuing like Isagi for the majority of it? I don't think so.
Right, he's just passing back and forth with Bachira, like debating the defenders, going, "Damn, I wish this defender would fuck off. I'm getting tired of this."
Not gonna lie.
I promise you, no one's scoring a goal and being like, "I'm gonna knock you up." Like that doesn't. Well, actually, there's some players that would probably say that after scoring a goal. But you know, what I
need to hear people's live reaction to that. Like Shido just screams, and only like some people vaguely in the front row can hear like, "Did he just say he's gonna impregnate me?"
Right.
Did anyone hear that shit too, or is it just me?
Yeah, like some random fan in the front row is like,
no, and then you have people going online and saying, "I'm pretty sure number 13 just said he was gonna knock us up," and everyone's saying, "You're fucking crazy. Dude, what are you saying? You're trying to bash his reputation." And then Shido goes on Twitter himself like, "No, I didn't. No, I did indeed say that, and I will indeed do that.
I stand by what I said."
If you don't want to, go by Plan B right now.
Hey, not to be weird or anything, but when he leaped in the air for a scissor kick, did you see his dick? I swear I saw something.
There was some kind of motion back there.
Bro, in the PXG match, he's bricked when he scores. That's not even a joke. When he flops to the floor, you can see Shido rock hard after scoring the header.
Oh, yeah. Rock hard, fat Shido, dumpy Shido.
I still can't get over fat Shido from U20, bro. Why was that the freeze frame that they
I don't want to talk
No,
about
I can't get over fat Shido from the third selection. Oh my god. That was horrible. There's no way someone was like, "Yep, this is right." Well, I need to compare. I need to see the actual. I'm pretty sure it was chapter like 99 or something when we saw that like thing. I need to see what it looked like in the manga because there's no way he looked that fat in the manga, and they were just okay with keeping it.
Yeah, nah.
I need to see fat Shido.
I need to see
Yeah,
that shit.
what is this? This is
Hold up.
what it used to look like in the manga. This is what it looked like before. Bottom right panel is what the fat Shido panel was supposed to be.
That's crazy.
Hold up.
Oh,
Fat Shido.
hell no. Chelsea's coming back to the champs.
No, I didn't want pregnant Shido. I wanted fat Shido.
What?
I looked up fat Shido, and the first thing that pops up is, haha, Rin, look at me inside a beautiful child.
Oh my god.
And he just screams, that's a fucking football.
I hate this fan base.
Oh,
Deactivated DNI, guys.
I've seen that, bro. He put like lipstick on the ball.
Yeah. Why is there white stuff coming out of his pants?
A white tear just rolled down my leg.
I'm Italian, and in Italy, there's no sport like football. It's the national sport. Yeah, no, literally outside of the USA, every single country, it's the #1 sport except for here. And I hate it because I was born anywhere else, I'd be in a program. I would have been in a program from a young age.
If I was born in any other country, I would 100% be going to games every fucking time. I just am not invested anymore. Like in the US, I don't think there's very little care for football. American football.
Yeah.
If this is your first time Googling boy love, yeah. 100%. Oh,
Not
you meant
mine.
Blue Lock.
Ain't my first time.
Alright, okay. Onyx, are you cool with us reacting to your video on stream and then us just critiquing and then just ripping into your horrible takes?
Rip me apart. Go for it. No, remember when I asked you about Don Lorenzo and then you were like, yeah. I was asking a point if it was like, did Snuffy just like magically find the greatest football player ever? Did he make him a great football player?
Honestly, Lorenzo's probably more of a prodigy than Kaiser is. Because didn't Lorenzo... Because wasn't Lorenzo, like, they were both, I'd assume they were both malnourished, right?
Yeah.
But, like, Kaiser had a minimum of 4 years. Lorenzo doesn't look at all different in age. So, like, how long was...
younger. I think he looks a bit
No,
younger.
not drastically. Like,
Not
look at Lorenzo...
drastically, but...
He was homeless, bro. He ain't gonna change what he looks until he dies, bro. He's chopped.
Like, okay,
Lorenzo is actually so chopped, Chad.
We'll take Kaiser in... We'll take Kaiser when he went to Bayern München. He was like 15, and then take Kaiser now that he's 19. You can see there's a drastic difference in just age. He looks older now. Lorenzo doesn't. He doesn't look older when he found him.
Yeah, Chad. I hate to rip away one of the only legal age characters in the IP again, but Lorenzo is IRL would be so chopped, bro.
I've been seeing the women on Twitter arguing about this, bro. Talking about some no. Y'all just don't get it. Look at him. I'm like, I'm looking at him.
You see black hair, gold teeth, and like part of his hair is dyed purple, isn't it, or is it just straight black?
And I think it's partially dyed purple.
It's purple. It's purple to like a. Isn't hold up? I gotta look up.
It's funny because none of these people are going to find those attributes attractive in real life. Like when people see my eye bags, they don't tell me I look hot because I have black eye bags. They go, bro, you look tired as shit right now.
Yeah. So I see people. Is Lorenzo like? Is it green or like a dark? It's purple tips? I know, but is it like a green? It looks like a green to someone. It looks like a green. Also, is he wearing makeup? Or like
he wears eyeliner.
It's always the new Gen 11s having something with their eyes.
But you have to be queer coded to be a new gen. There's no other way.
Yeah, like it's always something with their eyes. Sai has the under lashes. Kaiser has his tattoo. Lorenzo's wearing the.
Guys, why did Toxic Yaoi searches go up on Google the minute that like the U20 the season 2 of Blue Lock dropped?
Me after season 3 comes out with Kaiser and Ness, and that shit's gonna jump.
Toxic Yaoi's about to reach an all-time peak, bro.
Dude.
Lorenzo's acting like Sanji to women when it comes to Snuffy. Bro's just barking up a storm.
Bro. No, Lorenzo would honestly be a gentleman. Like when it comes to like best Blue Lock players, like you don't want to date like the of age ones. Oh yeah, that man is finna be the most gentleman person in the world. He's taking you to the fanciest restaurants. He may not eat clean. He's finna be hands in that food. But
He's like
totally-
Kakamoto.
He's
Oh,
like,
yeah, he's going
"Oh,
crazy."
yeah,
Well,
he's
here's
raising
my-
his hands in the
I
dance
feel
song.
like part of him would be very like not cheapskatey, but like he never had money. So now that he does, I feel like he's very considerate with his
Yeah,
money.
he's frugal.
Well, yeah, but that's why he'd spend it on like a date and other people. He'd feel like you're worth spending the
No, but
money.
outside of that, I mean
Oh, yeah.
outside of that, like
Dude, Lorenzo's apartment is a couch, an Xbox, a TV, and a fridge. That's it. That's
Yeah, no,
all
it's
he has.
literally like the
he
memes
probably
of,
lives
like-
in a studio.
It's the memes of like, what's wrong with this, and then women are like, what the fuck, and then it's like,
Do you think he live? Do you
This is
think he
enough.
lives with? Do you think he lives with Snuffy?
I would like to think that. That'd be funny as fuck, bro.
No, it would be
Because like
funny as fuck.
Snuffy found him, right? I'm assuming he didn't just go, okay, you live here now. I'm assuming he let him stay with him, right?
He probably lives
So
in
then-
an academy like Kaiser.
Yeah, well,
Right.
the difference is though is that Kaiser was scouted by Ray Dark and said this is where you live from now on, and Ray Dark really had no other involvement aside from getting him to Bastion Mansion. Snuffy is still actively involved with.
I still
Lorenzo.
think Grey Dark. I think Grey Dark has involvement with all the new Gen 11 based on the ambiguous nature of him being the FIFA president. It explicitly stating that the head of FIFA is the one who picks the new generations at the first chapter. Like,
Was it? Hold up.
it was said that FIFA is the one who picks the.
I was thought
the
that was
best
just
new
pure
11
speculation.
players.
Where do you see that?
I'm pretty
Where was
sure it was. I think it was chapter 1, but I know it was a side chapter when they're talking to him or about him, because it says he's a new generation talent. They're the best 11 players under 20 picked by FIFA.
Where though? Like I don't
That's what I
know.
just said. I told Dell I'm looking.
But that's
for
what I'm
it.
thinking. Like, where would it be stated? Because like chapter 1 is just all up to like them entering Blue.
Oh wait,
Lock.
4. Oh, chapter 4 is when Sae is introduced. Let me go
Yeah.
check that.
But I don't think it's mentioned. You were playing for the youth team associated with the renowned world team Real. Due to the regulations, you weren't able to play on a top team and return to Japan. So now, do you think we'll ever get to see you play in a domestic league?
So if it's not here, then it would be Kaiser's introduction. No. Pre U20.
oh,
It
no,
would be
no, yeah.
pre-U20.
Sai, you were chosen as one of PIFA's best best new 11 players. But it doesn't. Yeah, okay, so he didn't
Beast
state
is
it.
awoken.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, but
no,
okay.
I think
But
Ray Dark
he
definitely
might
knows
have
about
given them
reason.
he might have given them the time. Okay, does that make Kaiser a nepo baby?
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, no, he's not a nepo baby. He was abused as a child. He's a nepo grown ass man.
That doesn't make it. It's still a matter of he got the title after being picked. Like I pick you, and you're also like.
I'm gonna pick this guy, and he's the freaking goat.
Hold
and
up.
I'm gonna give
Wait,
none enough
hold up.
freaking potential.
Hold up 1 second. Give me a second. I think one of my sponsorship things just got here.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
Hold
is
up.
it the one you've been talking about?
Yeah. Fuck. Oh god damn it! I just banged my fucking.
You stub your toe.
Also, somebody in the chat earlier said Ronaldo's the best in the world. No, he's not. It's Messi. I hate to break it to you, bro. He said based on ball control and flair, and you're gonna say Ronaldo has more flair than Messi? What the fuck are we talking
I'm
about?
sorry. Were you alive in the great year 20? No, not great year. Were you alive in the year 2022?
Have you seen any El Clasico at all? A single one? Shit's too tough.
Yeah, it's here. All right, hold up. Live unboxing.
Turning this into a sponsored stream.
I respect this company, right? And I'm not saying I scanned them, but I also asked for the most expensive product on their shop.
Not saying I scammed them, but I scammed the fuck out of them.
Yeah, just
Well, I'm gonna do the sponsor. I've been wanting to be sponsored by these people for a long time. I love their company, but I've just never wanted to go out of my way and spend $150 on a sleeping mask.
When you're trying to
But-
fund a movie, yeah, that makes sense.
Hold up, fucking hold up. I'm a weak pussy ass bitch. Give me a pen. How do I open it?
No, dude, the minute you put me on, and
Here.
then I was like, damn, I dead ass want to buy one of these.
Hold up.
Like, unironically.
Okay, hold up. Live unboxing. So the reason I didn't scam them out of it, right? But I also asked for the most expensive product because if I'm going to be promoting and they're sending me something, might as well get the highest quality thing they got. This was $150.
Holy shit.
It's the man to sleep sound mask. So what's cool about this sleeping mask is that it has Bluetooth speakers in the ear parts of this mask, so it can play music directly into your ear. Hold up. How do I have scissors somewhere. There we go.
Yeah, take it from someone who's like gone full nocturnal this summer. I would I'm the minute you told me about this, I've been looking into buying it, and I'm just like,
Honestly,
shit.
bro, my sleep schedule's been so fucked. I could use something like this.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say you're like awake at the same time I was.
Yeah, my sleep schedule is so fucked. I was been staying up to like 4 a.m. working on videos recently.
No, dude, I like literally watch the sunrise and I go, "Oh boy, I can't wait to go to bed." Like it's actually terrible.
Literally.
Like, girlfriend is in Italy, so she wakes up between like 12 o'clock and like 2 for me.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she'd be
'cause
texting
she's
me
like
good
6
morning,
hours
and
ahead.
I'll be texting, and
Yeah,
I'll be
while you're in
texting her
bed.
saying, and I'll be texting her saying, "Hey, I'm still awake," and she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'm working on videos," and then I'll text her at like 4 to 6 in the morning, like, "Hey, I'm going to bed now." And she's like, "It's fucking noon."
She's like, "I just woke up."
Time zones, bro. Time zones.
Okay, here we go. Oh fuck! Wait, hold up. I need to know how this shit works. Okay, I'm assuming this is the pouch to carry it. Oh fuck! Okay, more shit's dropping. They did not package this smart. Oh no, I just unboxed it wrong. Oh, I'm smart.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's that, buddy.
I opened it upside down. Also, it's very warm.
It was in the sun.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Count your days. I'm after you. What the fuck are you saying, Arceus?
Bring it on, bitch.
I'm gonna
Bring
go
it
grab
on.
that toffee because I've been letting it chill for a
Okay.
bit. I'll be right back.
Hold up. Okay. Okay,
Bro,
these are
if
just...
you go to sleep on stream right now, that would be the best promotion. If you just fall asleep in your bed with it on.
Okay, hold up. What the fuck did I just do? Okay, I think I broke it.
No. No. Twin, no. Say it ain't so.
Okay, I got it. So, when you buy the sound thing, it comes with the normal sleep mask, right? But it also comes with the sound part. So they're two separate things in one. Hold up. We're putting this on. Oh, fuck. This is actually mad fucking comfy. Hold up. This is actually, like, mad comfy. Holy shit. Yeah, I can't see shit. I probably look like a fucking moron. But it feels fucking oh my god.
This shit's too funny. I gotta take a screenshot.
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna pass out. This shit is mad comfy, dude. It's dark as shit. The cushions on my eyes like aren't touching my eyes, but it's around it, so it's so comfy. Dog, I'm gonna sleep with this shit. Like, actually. Oh my god. It was actually like...
Look in the group
Hold up, okay.
chat when you get a second.
Okay. That was mad comfy, bro. Holy shit.
I said that.
After Rin got first. Okay, and I'm knocking everything over now, it seems. My room is a mess. I need more space. Like, okay.
Bro does
This
not
shit.
look like Sae.
I'm gonna make... You know what? I'm just gonna make a skit of that now. Sae before the U20 game.
Yeah, he's like, let me put on this, and it just name drops it perfectly.
Hold up, wait, I got a better idea. Rin, after saying that he was gonna kill a bunch of people 10 minutes ago. Like, bro actively goes, I'm gonna fucking kill everybody. And then puts the sleeping mask on to sleep. Okay, hold up. Now I gotta see. So this attaches like this. There are instructions. I should probably read those. Okay, man's asleep sound. Okay, they have the Bluetooth headphones. Okay, what is this? I guess it's like a cord to wrap stuff up. Oh, okay, here we go. We're gonna figure this out. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm figuring shit out. Yuki Mie, whoever say Yuki Mie in a year, ban that fucker.
Ban him.
Ban. You're banned.
You're banned. Get banned.
You're banned, kid.
Bro, I walk out to like get my my coffee, and my mom's just like, "Hey, do you want like these spare chicken tenders?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're the goat."
I would love a spare chicken tender.
I'm so lucky, dude. God blessed be.
God bless America. All right, well I'll try.
God bless me. I tell you what.
All right, I'll try the speaker aspect in a future day. This shit, fucking, I cannot wait to promote that. If they're paying me to sleep, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're paying you to get better sleep, and you're like, oh, my steak is too juicy and my lobster is too buttery. Oh no.
Oh no, my steak is cooked too medium rare. Oh
yeah, right. It's like, waiter, my wine is too sweet. It's like,
waiter, my wine glass is too full. Care to get me a second one?
It's like.
Messi is a total alien and genius. I don't know if you know, but he genuinely is neurodivergent. That's why he sees the field so differently. Because from a young age, they didn't shame him for his differences, but they allowed him to pursue what he wanted with that difference. And now, look where it got him.
They put him on growth hormone.
They say, "Hey, you're a bit special, but you should be special with this ball." He said, "Man."
Also,
So really
I just saw you respond to Maddie. She's in fact not nonchalant.
Dude, if you have to ask if you're nonchalant, you're not nonchalant, bro. What do you want me to say?
I'm pretty sure she crashed out when Nagi got eliminated. I think she posted like 8 times about it. She was actively crashing out.
Bro, I don't think BLUELOCK players need therapy. I think the BLUELOCK community needs therapy.
Yeah,
Well, we don't even read our own
glasses. It's to hide the fact that I'm actually trying to sleep all the time because my sleep schedule is so dog piss.
If you lift up his eyes, he has like eyes like Agi, so they're just little dots.
Yeah, I have like the tiny minuscule little dots. They're like bloodshot red. There's shit tons of like eye bags.
Yeah, that's why I don't do face
Somehow I got mad, my eyes got red, and the school had to go into lockdown.
I don't look good enough most days to like warrant a face cam.
I feel confident when I look fine, but like half the time I'm working on content, I'm on like an 18-hour no sleep binge, and my eyes are like, I already have permanent eye bags. They just get really deep and dark, and it's like I look like a demon.
I've had some people like argue that like here's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, they sent me stickers. I can't wait to put this on nothing.
Whoa, hey, dude, don't be mean.
I don't have anything to put stickers on.
You have a PC?
You don't have a laptop? What the fuck do you use at school?
I have a laptop. I'm just not putting stickers on. You want me to put proudly proud nap?
Okay, that's different. I thought we were talking about some like good BLUELOCK stickers or some shit. Yeah, just throw that shit away.
No. Hold up. Hold up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this sticker, and when they sponsor me, I'm gonna put this on my head for the rest of the video.
Fuck yeah. They're gonna love that.
I'll put it on my forehead for the rest of the video. Now you guys can say I'm not giving you sponsorship. Fucking right dead center of my forehead. You know what? For the rest of the stream, we'll take
that is such free real estate.
We'll take this one and we'll put it on my massive ass forehead.
It's like when you pick up an apple from the supermarket and have to peel the sticker off.
Exactly. I am a proud apple.
A green or a red one though?
Oh, the red ones. The red ones are superior.
Dude, have you ever had one like picked freshly? It truly tastes so different. Like it's phenomenal.
It's orgasmic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Shido moment.
Why was Burū given? I'm assuming you meant small, like the lower rank than Shido. Because Shido is more valuable to PXG than Burū is to Ubers. I think that's a very clear, established, like understandable point.
Because Burū's dog shit. We can just say it. We can just be honest.
Well, I wouldn't say Burū's dog shit. I think Burū's decent. I think Burū's good. I think he's better than the majority of players. But like,
he's reminding me of Holland right now. A fucking system player who's just not cutting it.
Well, no, I feel like his system is still working.
He rebelled from the system and caught a L.
Are you gonna make your video of why Burū deserves fourth?
Yeah,
I did one why Shido deserves third. Or you can do one why Burū deserves.
Ragging Burū, bro. And if you want me to name it like yours, I will keep the naming convention exactly the same because that shit would be hilarious.
All I'm saying is Bacho got 5th. I could not be prouder of my boy.
He shouldn't have got 5th. That's the only problem I have with the rankings. Bacho should be higher up, bro. He carried his team. He scored purely individual or duo goals, linking up with a master striker and a
At least
Toya.
once every game.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Fucking penalty.
Okay.
Auto.
Question. All right. This guy tagged me random Kaiser takes. You guys want to go through them now?
These are going to be horrible. These are going to be dog shit.
We have only seen Kaiser play in his peak performance and peak environment during chapter 268 to 285, which was his post 0 point to pre-team up.
Nope.
Do you agree with that?
We have not seen him play at his peak. Isagi manipulated him, and he wasn't in his ideal environment. He went into a 0 point, but the whole point of that sequence was that it wasn't his ideal environment. It was Isagi's.
Well, prior to the team up, it was peak environment. I feel like that's Kaiser was in a restrictive environment with Isagi taking center. Okay, I feel like his peak environment would be 261 to 267 when he did Magnus. I don't think there's a more peak version of Kaiser than that.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna get he's gonna be further on in the end of the series, but in terms of relativity, yeah, that's probably the best we've seen him.
Right now, I think that's peak Kaiser.
Yeah, he had the best understanding of himself. He wasn't being manipulated by Isagi. He was playing to his wants and needs, and then Kyoto adhered to that.
Yeah. Okay, next take. Kaiser has the best shooting in the U20 category.
It's not even a take. That's just it's verbatim stated by Don Lorenzo,
bro.
Yeah.
Is the sun shining?
In terms of field reading and vision, Kaiser is high relative to Isagi. Many statements of them being perfectly in sync, and he's able to perfectly understand Kaiser's thinking process.
What are these takes, bro? No shit. He got Metavision from Kaiser. They constantly come to the same point that they call the critical point because they read the field the same.
Kaiser has outplayed Rin on numerous occasions.
I wouldn't say numerous. I'd say 2 to 3 times.
What do you consider to be numerous? I would say 3 times is where you get numerous occasions. Because 1, a single, 2, a couple, 3, numerous.
I mean, I guess if that's how you consider it, I'd consider 5+ to be numerous. Anything below 5 is pretty minuscule.
I would say 5 is consistent. 5 is consistently doing it. Because I don't know. Kaiser is more impressive than Isagi at the point of peak Rin Destroyer mode because Isagi at this point in time couldn't predict nor analyze Rin like Kaiser could.
Kaiser couldn't predict Rin. The whole thing was that he physically challenged him due to his past, and he was able Rin wasn't making it hard for Kaiser to challenge him. He was running directly at him consistently, taking the challenges. Kaiser just is built like that physically.
Yeah. Kaiser manhandles Sae. Sae has no narrative edge over Kaiser, and Kaiser feet diffs him into oblivion. Sae shouldn't even be put on top 3 lists.
Feet diff is the only part where he's right, and that's only because we haven't seen Sae play post U20 era Blue Lockers. Narrative wise, if you're saying narratively Sae is not hyped up to be near Kaiser, that makes no sense because verbatim it says that he's one of the most upcoming, looked at new generation talents. So Kaiser's still a new gen, and even with him being alongside,
would not exist if this was the truth.
Yeah. So I got a question then. This is unrelated. Would you say that Blue Lock Part 1? So from beginning of the series to post U20 game, the main villain was Sae. Would you agree with that? The main antagonist.
No,
the big antagonist.
We had Rin. Rin was a huge antagonist for it had little
switches every arc.
Well, I would consider I would consider Sae to be the main antagonist. He's sure Rin was built up during second selection. First one was I'm assuming who would be first selection? Nagi? Would Nagi be first?
It'd be Nagi. Then
I'd argue
Nagi.
If you're picking characters, I'd say that I'd argue it's not even a character versus character plot. I'd say it's more of a character versus setting.
Yeah,
because it's following Isagi versus the environment of Blue Lock.
But you would say
characters, it would be Burū or Nagi.
You would say U20, right? U20 arc, U20 World Cup. I would say the main antagonist would be Loki, right? Going into that.
For the upcoming, yeah. I thought you were talking about the U20.
I consider I guess the final boss. I would say the final boss is Sae for Part 1.
Yeah, I can see that argument being made. He's definitely the final boss. I don't know if he's
Well, that's partially why I feel
villain, but
It's partially why I
Thought
feel like he
about
shouldn't play in the U20 arc though, because if he plays against Japan and beats them again, then it's gonna feel repetitive and there's no point to it. It's not him testing
He
them. He's
better
already
not fucking
tested
play for
them.
Japan, bro. I swear to God.
Well, if
Well,
he
then-
plays, if he doesn't play for Spain or Japan, then what does he play for? He just doesn't play and is like, hey, I'm training for
Yeah.
the Champions League. Fuck this.
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Fuck
Well, I
it,
feel like
you know?
well, would he be playing in the U20 World Cup be perfect training for the Champions League? Like you're
Well,
playing
yeah.
at the highest level.
Well, look at chapter 303 with the double spread in the top left. It says all of the new generation have been
Yeah.
gathered. So Sae is playing. It's just about what country he'll represent. And I don't know. I just don't want to see him.
Sae is going to Poland.
Yes, my Polish brethren, please. If we have a Poland team, they better all be feminine men. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But like I would say Sai's the major antagonist or like the final boss of the phase 1 of Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Loki, I would assume, is going to be phase 3, the U20 World Cup. He's the main antagonist. Like he's the main guy being set up to be the final boss of that phase. No would probably be like phase 4 or 5, depending on if we do a Champions League arc. And then phase 2, I would say Kaiser would be like the main antagonist.
Oh yeah, and the NEO, 100%.
Yeah, for especially because he's on Isagi's team, so you get to see him way more than you would like a character that's on a different team.
Kaiser's such a prick, bro. I love him, but he's such a prick. If I was Isagi, I'd have quit, bro. I'd have dropped the fuck out of Blue Lock.
Yeah, bro, like imagine you're going to complete the training and then your ball gets kicked from a thing and then you don't even get ranked, bro.
He waited at the door. He waited at the door the whole time. He stood perfectly
spawn
still,
camped him.
watching
He
Isagi
spawn
run the
camped him.
route.
He's bug camped him.
Shit ain't right, bro. Shit ain't right.
All right. Kaiser low to mid diffs Lorenzo and handles all of Ubers on his own.
Well, that's the thing. Kaiser only scored when Lorenzo wasn't on him because he had to go to Isagi because he was attracting so much attention.
Yeah.
But like every other moment in that match is like Don Lorenzo is
Marking
pressing
him.
Kaiser and holding him down.
Yeah,
I
he
would
put
say
him
they're
up
all
bad.
relative, right? I would say all the new generation 11s are likely relative to each other.
Yeah.
Because
Especially
like
seeing the bid, like obviously bids aren't exact, right? Like just because fucking Shido beats out Burū by 10 million doesn't mean he's better. He kind of is, but
Also-
it doesn't inherently imply that he's better. It just means that,
Yeah.
like Arrow said earlier, he's more valuable to the team. But like seeing that Don Lorenzo is 280 million and Kaiser got bumped up to 400 million, we can assume Sae's probably somewhere in between there, if not maybe a little higher than Kaiser. Probably
Yeah.
not though. But well, he plays for
No,
Real.
he's-
Maybe it might be higher.
He has to be higher because he was going to be called up to the first team, but he couldn't because of Spain's age regulations.
That's
Yeah.
actually true, and also it's La Real. They have more money than a bastard. Or no,
Yeah.
La Real also offered Kaiser.
just
is
like
it-
in real life,
yeah.
bro.
Is
Just
this
like in
from
real
La
life.
Real or is it from Bastard? I don't know.
It's from Real.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, and then never mind. That point's invalid. But
so
they are relative bid wise, so it's you can kind of assume that they're also relative skill and like playstyle wise.
yeah. Lorenzo also, I will say this, great defender. He sucks at taking the ball from people. If someone has possession of the ball, I don't think Lorenzo has taken the ball off of someone.
Yeah, but is that?
Like-
I mean, obviously you want your defender to steal from the opposing player, but like is that really like his job though?
Well,
No,
that's
he-
not.
I feel
It's
like
just
similar to
well, no, I
Righteous in
know.
the sense that
It's
he
just a matter.
man-marks.
It's just a matter of we've never seen him do that. His job is he's intercepted passes and he's man marked people. That's great, and he does great at that. But like, Aiku has more success with taking the ball from people than Lorenzo does. So
Well,
like,
this is
Ness
like,
had
this
the
is like
ball,
a-
right? And he
Yeah.
couldn't stop. He couldn't take the ball from Ness when
Ness
Ness
also
showed
has,
up and
like,
did,
really
a
good
back
handles,
and did a
though.
chip. Yeah, but Ness just turned his body and then did a back and just chipped the ball with his back heel. Lorenzo
Well,
couldn't block the ball or take it from Ness.
It's
when he
also
was
a
there.
positional thing, though. He's a center back, and Aiku plays like more off-centered of the field because he wants to track people. And so Lorenzo's job is to stall the attacker rather than try to take the ball. Because if he steps in and fucks up, and Lorenzo's not there, the back line of defense is cooked. But if Lorenzo constantly
Yeah.
uses his fast reflexes and body and positional direction as a center back to track the attacker and stay with them, they won't have open shots, they won't have open passes, and that gives people like Aiku, who it's their job to come in and sweep the ball off of them.
Yeah.
It's just not like in real life. Even center backs, some of the
But-
time they have to track the striker. Like you just have to.
But then that's another issue I have with Lorenzo is that at the end of the Ubers game, he's now actively pressing the people to take the ball. Like he was pressing Hiyori with Nico to take the ball, and he couldn't
because
he couldn't take the ball off Hiyori.
Well, that's because Bayern Munich just started overwhelming them, and they broke free from their system, and there was just no like. Bayern Munich didn't have a system, but technically there was still 2 systems operating, while Ubers was just in complete chaos. And you can't really fault Lorenzo for not being able to keep up with that shit.
No, I'm just saying I want Lorenzo to take the ball off someone. I want to see Lorenzo successfully do that once. Like if he's playing in the U20 World Cup,
for that, though.
If he's playing in the U20 World Cup, also, if he's playing in the U20 World Cup, right? He's not playing alongside Snuffy. Do you think Snuffy's his coach?
Yeah.
So Snuffy would be coaching the Italy team.
Well, actually,
I can't see Lorenzo taking orders from anyone other than Snuffy, or like anyone that Snuffy doesn't approve of. So I assume either Snuffy's coaching or is like, yo, play for these guys and do what they say. Because like Lorenzo's really good, but he's good under the context of he does everything Snuffy tells him to. If he's not, how good is he really? Because we've never really seen him play with an original idea.
Well, yeah, we will see him go into the flow state in the U20 World Cup because we haven't even seen him lock in for any reason. So we definitely are going to see him be on a different level. I don't know if Snuffy will be coaching the team or not. Probably, I guess. If he was willing to go out of his way to coach in the new Egoist League, there's no reason he wouldn't go out of his way to coach for his national team.
Yeah. Snuffy just like, fuck it, I'm going on. You can't, you're too old. Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Bro, you see Bato on the field and he's like, wait, ref, sub me on. I feel like a kid again. Hey, sit the fuck down, Unk. That's 2 generations ago.
Ref, sub me on. I gotta fuck this bitch over. He just points at Bato. He's like, the fuck you say to me? You heard me.
Ref, that's a child.
It could let in a child. So
many excuses for the so-called best U20 defender. They're not even excuses. Just like the center back argument is just that's how real life ball works. That's not an excuse for him. He's just playing his role.
We got more hot takes because we just got more hot takes in general. Okay. 10%, so it's 10 to 100%. 10%. U20 France undeniably has the strongest team that we have seen, as they have Loki, Charles, and a possible new generation 11.
Fuck no. Japan has a far stronger roster. It's just Loki. Loki's the only defining factor that makes people think they diff. I mean, we have Rin, Shido, Isagi, Burū. That alone is diffing France. Then we have Bachara, Hiyori, Reo. I mean, list goes on.
Yeah. Okay. Aiku. No, it's not Aiku. I was reading someone talk about Aiku. No one wants more depth and evolution of Oliver IQ. He has two metavision. He doesn't have 2 different metavision. He just has 2 different color eyes.
Yeah,
I hate when people say it. Yeah, his eyes are just 2 different colors. This doesn't make him have 2 different kinds of metavision. What?
Yeah, he's got homophobia in his eyes.
Yeah,
wait, he doesn't like. He just looks at Shido and goes, "Oh."
Yeah, they got homophobia.
All right, 20%. First selection Nagi over first selection Bachara. Second selection Nagi over second selection Bachara. Third selection Nagi is equal to third selection Bachara. U20 game Nagi is worse than U20 game Bachara. And NEL Nagi is substantially worse than NEL Bachara.
Well, we're talking individual talent, and Bachara gaps Nagi in every single arc. What are we talking about? I mean,
Onyx?
Nagi... Yeah, what do you think, Onyx?
Great answer.
Great, yeah, I agree.
That's the wrong button. Sorry, I forgot I had both parts of my. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a very nothing statement because you can literally just like look at like what the plot tells you and infer that. Yeah. The only thing I have is the U20 versus like the U20 match rating. It's like, what did Bachara do? I mean, I know Bachara has
dribbles
past. I know he has that solo carry where he like breaks almost everyone's ankles and then Sendo comes in and saves it. But other than that, like, what did Bachara do?
Bachara linked up. He linked up with Isagi, linked up with Isagi and Rain. Gave multiple open passes to potential goal scoring situations. Like he gave the opening pass to Isagi. He gave a pass using Isagi as bait to Rain, which sparked like the play that led to Nagi's goal.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Fucking Kevin De Bruyne out here.
Yeah, I'm counting all that in because I'm just genuinely asking because I don't remember every single.
Nagi had a goal, but outside of his goal, what did he really do?
He didn't do
like,
anything.
I know a goal is a lot.
Outside
great.
Of his goal, he didn't do anything.
He
But, like,
Because like, it's like, oh, he only scored us 500 of our 1,500 points. No, it's like
I think he linked up with
literally
Isagi a
didn't
couple times,
contribute
but that's.
anything.
I think he linked up with Isagi a couple times.
It was
but
only for
okay.
quick 1-2 anchors though.
I think it comes down to, do you value Nagi's link ups with Isagi more than you value Bachira's link ups with Rin and Isagi, as well as his solo break? Because like Nagi scored a goal, awesome. Nagi also did a couple link ups with Isagi, but not. I think it was like 2 or 3 or something. Bachira had substantially more link ups, I think.
Yeah.
And he did a solo break, but he didn't have a goal. So
I
what do
also
you
think if
value?
Bachira was given
goal?
a better position, he would have scored. Like we saw him almost score as a wingback.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
and
I don't think his position would have made a difference, because he said no matter where I am, I'm going to try to score. So if you put him on the wing, like instead of like in Yuki Miya's place.
But like naturally, your position sitting that far back versus being up in like the midfield.
Well, he was naturally far up because like
because that's how the
he and
strategy
Chigiri
worked.
were switching. I think Chigiri only went on offense like one time. Other than that, I think he was like back.
Yeah, because the play was supposed to be Chigiri and Bachira would push up, and then Karasu would drop back to be like a traditional back.
But then like when they're on defense, if Bachira's up, Chigiri would run back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But,
I'd dribbling in circles. What?
Yeah, I'd say Bachira should have scored a goal.
Dribbling in circles doesn't mean you're better. Bachira didn't just dribble in circles. He dribbled in circles, but those circles got past people. So yes, it does mean something.
Yeah, we're not talking about like he literally just like held the ball and stalled for time. No, he was literally keeping the ball away from every single player on the U20 team.
I'm pretty sure he's the only other person aside from Rain on the BLUELOCK team to do a solo break through.
And he's done it multiple times. He also did the first selection.
Well, no, I'm saying he's the only one who successfully did a solo break against the Iron Wall Quartet.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Aside from Destroyer Rain, Monster Trans Bachira, which, by the way, I want to see Monster Trans again, was the only person to do that. But anyways.
Also, this is just the last point, if you want to be.
Yeah,
something that you and Raven have talked about, Arrow, is like if Bachira had like more shooting power and didn't just like have his dinky little chips, like had like real like strength and draw from his legs like Kunigami or Kaiser or like even Isagi.
Yeah.
Like he probably would have scored there.
He's very reliant on
his. He's
very reliant on.
I think he tried to lob Fukaku.
Yeah, he did what he did to. He did kind of what he did in the first selection. He didn't do like a Rabona. He didn't do like a Rabona, but he just did like a tap over the keeper.
Yeah, he just lifted. He went for a lift over Fukaku, and then Sendo comes flying in.
He does have shooting power. Like we saw him in the Bartra versus Manshine match, absolutely volley the shit out of it into the top left. He just like it's just like players like Neymar. They don't shoot power shots a lot just because they don't have to. If you're in the box, why are you fucking pulling your leg back for a 3-second
If you can dribble around the whole team and get 5 feet from the goal,
I don't give a fuck where I am. If I am point blank, I am bulleting that shit into the net. I don't give a fuck. I am ensuring that goes in. I'm not risking anything.
Do you have to outplay the keeper?
Yeah, in real life, 0.5 seconds makes the difference between a shot going in and a keeper positioning to save you. So if you're in the box and you pull back your leg for a 3-second drawback, that's stupid. You need to like, it's more technical shot like a Travella or a flare chip is a lot better close range than a power shot.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, this next take, Yuki Miya is a bad character.
Hell yeah.
What?
I disagree. I think he's a great character.
I think his writing's horrible, but the messaging is good.
I think his writing was good. I think his reasoning for like being mad at Isagi is incredibly justified.
Well, what don't you like about him, Animasu?
I think the story builds up the whole factor of Yuki Miya being an egoist who understands egocentrism in the U20 match and before the new Egoist League, as well as everyone in BLUELOCK just being told straight up that you're supposed to be selfish and an individual. And then you go into the new Egoist League, Yuki Miya chooses the most logical team. And not only is he pissy about the logic, he's pissy about Isagi doing what's best for him and the team, even though Yuki Miya was being the selfish one. He was the pissy party. He was the one caught up in his own self. Isagi was just doing what's best for him and what BLUELOCK taught him. And like the whole point of Yuki Miya's arc was supposed to be him understanding egocentrism and feeling individuality, but instead of it being that, it was just him he already should have understood it. It was basically just like Badu baby raging. Why is he still doing this? He should be mature enough and know enough by now.
I get that.
That's a fair point. My
but,
counter
like,
argument is just
yeah.
that. Sorry, Arrow.
No,
My
you're good.
counter argument is just the fact that like I think he was just frustrated by his lack of results, and he was therefore taking it out on Isagi because he was being given these chances that he wasn't.
Yeah, but then he
Which
was
I think
just
is
used as a
valid,
little
but it's
bitch
just
by
not
Isagi.
explained.
Like
Yeah.
he understood egocentrism, and I mean this could be great writing. This could just be intentional for Isagi, but I still think it reflects poorly on Yuki. He understood egocentrism and individuality, and even though he scored, he only scored because of Isagi. He was used and manipulated. He said verbatim, "God only gives us challenges that we could overcome." So just like Nage with his back against the wall, it was up to him individually to awaken and score something. But instead of that, he fall to the temptations of the devil, and Isagi got his ass and gave him that pass. And now, ever since then, Yuki's been somewhat subservient to Isagi and even helped him out. So he just got turned into another one of Isagi's side bitches. Like, I know he tried to steal the ball off of him post that, but they didn't give him any successful attempts. And narratively, he's only helped Isagi after that.
Yeah, but I would say that, like, his writing for going into the game, like, for being pissy at Isagi, kind of makes sense, right? Because put into his perspective, you're currently suffering with an issue of, like, your dream is on a timeline. You're on a very, very, like, more crunch for time than most people are. Because the more you play, the closer you get to achieving your dream, the faster you have a chance, the faster you're going to lose it.
And also, like 2 weeks ago, you were considered a top 5 striker in the program.
Well, not even that. It's just a matter of, like, Yukimiya, right, had higher numbers than Isagi. He should have been played over Isagi. But the logic that went against that was the fan service element, right? But Noah specifically said he doesn't consider factors like that. So Yukimiya was told, okay, he doesn't consider factors like this. He will only do numbers. I'm gonna work and get good numbers so I can be played. He didn't get played, but when someone was being subbed out and someone was to come on, Isagi was brought on for fan service, as opposed to the logic that Noah specifically stated was only going to apply there. So he gets mad. And it's not fully Isagi's fault, right? It's Noah's. But he's taking it out on Isagi because from his perspective, right, he's on a time crunch. His dream's going to end before anyone else's because of this issue that he has no control over. And the fact that Isagi was given this chance and not him, which it wasn't Isagi's fault, he's taking it out on him unintentionally, which is not fair. But it's a matter of Yukimiya should have been played over Isagi, just based off of the logic for Bastion München, but he wasn't. And now going into Manshine, right, he worked his way up himself and finally made a name for himself, and his efforts got him his spot. I think...
yeah, if it was written like that, like the way you're describing it is the ideal way it should have been written. But that's not why Yukimiya was pissy. No, it wasn't, though. If you can reread it, Yuki wasn't pissy because of the logical thing. He was pissy because he said that Isagi and Kaiser were too similar. He thought that Isagi's individuality and selfishness was a bad thing, and that he was a hypocrite for having a problem with Kaiser and not recognizing that same problem within himself, which was also projection from Yukimiya due to his inadequate nature. He didn't ever verbatim or mention the logical thing about Noah, which would have been a far better route. That would have made me like Yuki's story, because that would have given him a valid reason to hate Isagi in the first place rather than being immature and stupid. But the reason he hates Isagi is because he's just self-aware. Like, he literally hates Isagi because he's self-aware about himself. Not anymore, but he's still just, like, now just an Isagi bitch. Like, he didn't score anything or do anything after the fact of the sword screw. Like, he quite literally just got rode out.
Yeah, but that's also because Bastard had, like, 10 players that they had to highlight.
Yeah, but, like, what's a good example on Bastard? Kiro is a horrible example. Kunigami.
Because, like, literally every
match
match was showcasing 2 new players.
Yeah, like, Kunigami didn't have a lot of showing nor narrative build-up other than us expecting Wildcard. But he would have impactful moments that weren't a lot of pages and then just disappear again. And they could have, if they wanted to do a whole character arc for Yukimiya, I just expected them to build it up beforehand and then end the match, like, slowly show Yukimiya either growing one way, falling one way. But it was just like, it just didn't feel like it was paced right, nor that it came from like a standpoint that made sense narratively. Also, everyone's saying Kyoto Gen should play more in the U20 World Cup arc. Just wait, bro. Him and Bachelor are about to cook.
Yeah. All right. We got more very hot takes. Shido is the most versatile striker when it comes to scoring goals. He can literally score in every possible way. If you need a goal in a match, I'm going to Shido.
I'm the biggest Shido glazer in the world. And let me tell you, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
he's an in-the-box merchant. He says himself, if I'm in the box, I'm bricked. Now, Itoshi Rin, he can shoot straight. He can shoot Travellas.
Yeah,
this guy said
you can. Yeah, below this he says, obviously he's interchangeable with Rin though.
He's not even interchangeable. Rin just gaps him in terms of having
Mhm.
variety and a bigger bag. Like, if it comes to raw striker, I'm picking Shido. But if it comes to versatility and having a deep bag, it's Rin. Versus Burū, did you really just say the dude who spams power shots? Did you really just say the guy who shot straight into Isagi and Kaiser's legs out of pure anger is a better shooter and has a deeper bag? Oh, fuck. And Shido can curve shot. He just doesn't consistently. We saw him do, what was it, against Rayo?
And Dragon Drive too. That was a.
He still does, like, who?
Right? Or
Wait,
no?
who, Shido or Bado?
Shido.
Shido.
Dragon Drive was straight.
Shiguri's head,
He did his banana shot in third selection, which he rotated himself and then hit a drive shot.
Yeah, Bado's done like one curve shot, and it was like what in the first, second selection.
No, the majority of his shots are typically curve shots. Like stealth kill shot's a curve shot.
Yeah, but it doesn't curve a lot. It's like very minuscule. That's why I've always said that bro needs to train that shit.
It curves to the same degree that all of his other shots usually curve for.
Watch IRL ball. This dude just said raw striker lol Shido can't do anything without a pass. Have you heard of fucking Erling Haaland? Do you know how strikers play? Do you know what a raw striker is?
Box merchants are things that exist.
And they're heavily praised because if you are a good box merchant, you're the most deadly striker there is because the defense will never keep their eyes on you because you don't have the ball a majority of the time. And then the moment they look at you, you got the ball in an ideal shooting spot. Holland's a horrible example. He's ghosting right now, but
all right. Okay. Seeing so many false BLUELOCK videos. So here are some simple facts that BLUELOCK fans need to accept.
Oh God, this is gonna be so bad.
I'm always so arrogant and then wrong about these, bro.
Out of all of the cast, Isagi is the best choice for a main character.
I mean, I don't think we can argue that. He's the main character. Like, we can't argue anyone else because he's had 300 chapters of MC energy. Yeah.
Yeah. The Japan U20s would have wiped the floor with BLUELOCK if it weren't for Plat. 75% of U20s are bums and are only shown once. I feel like those two statements contradict each other. You can't say like 75% of them are bums and yet the 25% of them could slam BLUELOCK. I feel like those are two like the countering points.
Statement, but I agree kind of with the plot statement because at the end of the day, Itoshi Sae didn't fully try. No matter what people say, he did not put his full effort forth as a new generation 11 because he wanted to verbatim test the BLUELOCKers. He tried to leave at halftime. So if Sae came on the field,
a single panel of him sweating.
Let me read. I think he was trying, but I don't think he was trying his hardest.
Yeah,
like he wasn't in flow. Like he wasn't like the BLUELOCKers went into flow. Sae wasn't in flow, and he was still actively like participating.
Did he even go into temp? Did he go into temp flow taking on Berserker Rin?
Depends on what you call temp flow. Is temp flow like the black guy? Yeah. So when he first debuted his aura against like the team, the Data aura, when he said only the idiots who can keep up with me will get to see what comes next, his eyes were black. And then against Rin for a single moment he had the black Slara.
Yeah, so we didn't even see Sae have crystal clear eyes in the new generation, right? Which I'm gonna be honest, I kind of have a little bit of a theory that Sae just can't tap into his full flow state right now because he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's probably so mentally drained that he just someone said like 60%. I'd say that's probably right. Like 60-75% of his full potential.
Yeah. Because, like, what would you say flow is? 100 or 110? Like, what would you say flow is?
Well, if you... it's more complicated because you have to have, like Isagi. He's good in, like, a flow in the third selection wouldn't be 100% of him because he didn't understand the mechanisms of what he was and why he was. But when he understood his 0 point and then activated his flow, it was, like, arguably not even flow anymore, just a completely new ball game. And, like, in the U20 match, Isagi stated verbatim, like, after Sae said the only idiots can follow me, he said that like Sae's gear change is like one level above their flow state, and that's still without him.
Well, I thought. Hold on, I gotta find the chapter that he said. I'm pretty sure it was 139. Sae levels up the game.
Yeah, it had like a hierarchy of boxes and showed them ascending. In terms of, like, Rin stated he beat Sae after the game, except it. No, that's not what he stated at all. That you're completely wrong. He said, in that moment, I surpassed my brother. He had one play where he got one touch on the ball and surpassed him. In terms of like MVP of the game, Sae got the Rin in the U20 match.
Yeah, here we go. Fundamental abilities, challenge-based concentration flow, Sae's gear change. Okay, hold up. Yeah, it's been boosted by each other. The level of play in this game has been boosted by each of us going after flow. And in response, Sae went and leveled up and went up by another level. And then something awoke, and that awoke something inside Rin. So it doesn't seem like it's a hierarchy. It seems like it's more just like okay, this caused this, and this caused this, and this caused this.
Like a chain of events.
Yeah, because like if you wanted to say that Sae's gear change was above flow, then that's saying that Rin's current play of going against Sae also is above Sae's gear change. But I would say by him just saying that Sae had a gear change, I would say that that's like saying that Sae leveled up the game and started putting in more effort. Yeah,
he locked in a little bit, which verbatim confirms that he wasn't trying prior, or like he's still trying a little, but it's still not his full effort here.
I will also say, if you want to talk about that also means that base Isagi is better than Destroyer Rin, since Sae had to go into temp flow to break past Isagi, but he also needed to get into temp flow to go against Destroyer mode Rin. Therefore, base Isagi is just as threatening as Destroyer mode. So every Rin Glazer out there, base Isagi U20 gaps. Sorry, bro.
So I did his best to beat Rin and failed. Dude, are you listening to what is being said? He did not do his best. He literally tried to recreate the Snowy Night skill move on Rin. He quite literally tested him to see if he learned from that night. That is the narrative point of him doing the... I'm pretty sure it was Hocus Pocus Elastico. He did that exact skill move once again to see if Rin had learned from that night and had developed. The whole narrative of the U20 game was Sae testing his brother in the blue lockers. He didn't do his best once at all. If he did his best, they would have had belt to ass, bro. Him and Shido would have been cooking.
Yeah. Also, if Sae really wanted to, he wouldn't have gone against Rin like this. Like, he broke past Rin here. He would have just gone straight into another blue locker. Instead, they run to a separate... They go horizontally and run to a separate direction of the field rather than running straight. If Sae actually...
They literally go to have their own 1v1, bro. Like...
Yeah, and they go into... like we talked about earlier, you said like the phone article. That phone article narratively proves that Sae wasn't trying because the public is confused why he went out of his way to do such a weird thing and challenge, and Sae said it was the only way.
Yeah. Well, I will pull these moments back to back against each other, like the final matchup of Sae and the Night Sky matchup.
So Rin surpassed that version of Sae. No, Rin didn't. There's no version of Sae he surpassed. More so, it was just a proving grounds to show that Rin has developed to a certain level of competency as a player. Like, he was able to handle everything about Sae. He was able to track him on the field. He was able to handle his dribbling. He was able to keep up with his skill moves. Like, it just all encompassing. He was able to keep up with his brother a little bit, even when like Sae still isn't trying all the way, but. Obviously, as an older brother, Real's fucking star player, Anujan, he knows Rin's not 100% of him yet. So he's not just going to fucking blitz him and be like, yeah, you're shit.
Yeah. But, like...
Yeah, no black eyes here. No black eyes at all. No temp flow.
Yeah. Also, I'm mad they didn't show this moment in the anime like this. Like, having Sae have this moment of him like drawing it back and you can see the aura by his feet, so you can see him setting up the motion.
I thought they did. It showed him
they showed it from his feet perspective, but not like this. I'm talking like I wish they showed it to where like Sae starts his dribble, it shows this angle of Sae to where Rin catches, he's pulling it back, and then he baits and then he hits him with this.
Oh right? Yeah.
I wish they showed this moment because they didn't show it like this. They just showed it from his foot, like the perspective of his legs. And then he stopped.
Am I right, or is
Also-
Sae not that good of a shooter? No, Sae's a definite good shooter. We just
Yeah.
haven't seen him shoot because he's a midfielder, but he started off as a striker. His whole flair is that he's really good with trevellas, inside of the foot curves. If you're an like Kevin De Bruyne, if you can accurately pass up the entire field to a player moving, you can hit the top left of the goal. Like most midfielders have competent shooting, they just don't have
Yeah.
many options.
Also, I will tell you this now. If Sae and Rin were not related, so this was a matchup between them, Destroyer Rin would have lost to Sae. The only reason Rin won was A, Sae was testing his brother. B, Rin has experience getting beat by the Cross Elastico Nutmeg. So he knows it's Sae's, like, standard move. Like, the only people we've ever seen other than Sae use it are people copying him or Rin himself. Which Rin's Cross Elastico was not as refined as Sae's was. Like,
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it is, okay, yeah, it's not a hocus
Also-
pocus.
well,
But also,
it's called the Cross Elastico, but people have called it the Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, no, that's just people who don't understand sports terms. A hocus pocus is an elastico. There's different iterations of doing an elastico, which is like you either do a different step over, you drag the ball back a different direction, like just different intricate things that make the defender throw off their center of balance. So a hocus pocus, I think, is a fake step over into a finish, but what Sae does is a full step over into a pullback drag.
not to mention that, like, after Sai scored his World U20 match, he was like, guys, I gave you 3 opportunities and you fucked every single one of them. So I said, nah, I'll do the shit myself.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
maybe I'm like
He
wrong
wasn't
in
trying
this,
as hard
but
as he's
aren't
trying to feed
passers
you,
naturally going to be good shooters?
Yeah, no, that's yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Kevin De Bruyne, if you can hit a player running fully up the field, like you're aiming for their foot, and you can hit that, there's no reason you can't shoot on a goal. And what are you talking about? So we are doing headcanons to defend Sae. I could give you the exact chapters of everything I've said, bro. Verbatim, it is stated by Sae, it had to be this way. Why would Sae give an explanation like that for him, quote unquote, throwing the game to the public eye? Because he doesn't give a fuck about the public opinion. He only cared about testing his brother. What did he do at halftime? I've seen enough. I'm out. The whole match, verbatim and narratively, he proved and showed that he doesn't give a fuck. He's only there to test them. He wasn't putting in his full effort. And if you think Rin's better than Sae, just
I'll
don't even know,
pull up more evidence to explain your point here if you want some, because I have some evidence to justify the point. Let's go to chapter 121. Right? I don't think it was 121. It probably was earlier. No, 117. Probably 119. Here we go. The matchup of Rin and Sae in 119. Right? In here, they're matching up against each other, and Sae says, despite that, as long as you're my little brother, you can never surpass me. And he hits him with the Cross Elastico. He's testing Rin here with the same move that he beat him with on that night snow day. Right? He's testing him and saying, okay, are you going to keep playing as my little brother, or are you going to start playing as Rin Itoshi? That was the whole argument here. He's literally testing Rin by putting him in a matchup that is identical to the time they faced off against each other. And then he hits him with the Cross Elastico Nutmeg, the move that he used to beat Rin before. He's doing it against him here to see, are you still playing as my little brother, or are you playing as Rin Itoshi? And he beats him. Here, he draws out the same situation because in the previous chapter, when he says, just keep living in my shadow, you trash brother. So he's taunting him and saying, you're still playing as my brother. Rin says, stop trying to bind my ego with words. And then he says, I'm not your brother. I'm me. Trust this anger, abandon your body to the destructive urges. I'm Rin Itoshi, the egoistic destroyer. He's not playing as Sae Itoshi's little brother. He's playing as Rin Itoshi. If you go back even earlier in the chapter, right? If you go back even earlier, a couple chapters earlier, with I think it's here, when Rin takes the ball and we see him stick his tongue out, right? Sae is confused. He's like, what? He's noticing something different about Rin. Rin goes through every motion with Sae, with Aiku and Shido here. He barely misses it. And he says he's still lukewarm. So he's now sad, right? Because he thinks Rin hasn't evolved. So he still doesn't think Rin has changed. You go into the chapter later. They match up. And he's taunting him. You're still not over it, are you? Over being his brother. The fact that you couldn't score means that was your limit. If you just shut yourself in your room, you could have died without knowing your own worthlessness. It's your own fault for sticking yourself into nose into something like BLUELOCK. You get it now. You can never be the world's best. Just keep living in my shadow. He's literally taunting and testing him to see, are you still him? Are you still my brother? Or are you Rin Itoshi? You can't say a fraction is my headcanon if we're showing you the evidence. If you needed to verbally state this, you're lacking reading comprehension.
I mean, he's not even listening. You're acting like Sae let Rin beat him. Nobody said that. And that was never once said. It was said that it is a test. Sae demonstrated a fraction of his effort, which is still effort. He is still trying to beat Rin, just not at his full potential, to see if Rin can handle that fraction of himself, to see if he's changed, developed, and became an individual. Chapter 152, page 1 confirms that Sae says it couldn't have gone any other way. It could have gone other ways because there was a pass to his right and a pass to his left, and we saw Sae multiple times, not headcanon, multiple times during the match, make said passes. So why would he choose not to pass to an open goal or the open players? Because he was testing Rin. And it's not just chapter 152. The entire narrative point of the U20 arc and Sae and Rin's face-off is Sae viewing his brother as inferior and needing to be tested. It's not glazed. It's
Sae using a fraction that's glazed. You're overestimating Sae. Okay, please give me any evidence to say that Sae was 100% trying his hardest. If you want to, we'll go into sweat scaling. Sae wasn't sweating.
Like, dude, I don't know what Zoro wants to hear.
The act of sweating shows active engagement and trying and putting in effort. If one is not sweating, they aren't actively putting in their full effort.
Why couldn't he test Rin while going all out? Because he would have fucking dominated the U20 Japan team, and BLUELOCK wouldn't be anymore.
Dude, BLUELOCK
because he's also trying to see he's also trying to see Rin's limit. He's testing Rin with the same fraction of energy that he did on their previous matchup during Night Snow. That's what he's trying to do. Have you surpassed the mindset that is holding you back? So I'm going to play at the same level I did when we had our first matchup.
There's a difference between headcanons and narrative implications.
Yeah. Like, you're trying to use headcanon as justification using narrative development and comprehension.
And I wouldn't even say this is about knowing ball. You don't even have to, like, this is, what? Nobody said he was using 20%. You're not listening to any point we are making. We verbatim stated that he's probably using like 60 to 75% up to 80%.
You also
Nobody
have to
once said
remember.
better.
You also remember the chat delay is like 20 seconds. So he's responding to like a 20-second ago remark we made.
Yeah, but that remark was just never made by us. So he's just...
No, I know. I'm just saying. He's like, we're not getting instant responses back or anything close to instant. He's responding to us 20 seconds ago. Does Isagi have unlimited potential? I would say no. Right? I don't think any character has unlimited potential. I think there's characters who have a lot of it, but I don't think unlimited potential because everyone will hit their limit eventually.
It used to be believable, bro. TSPMO.
All right, you want to just move on to a different take?
Yeah,
because there were a couple more.
A good take, please.
Okay. Let me pull this up again. Okay. Corona is by far the best partner for Isagi. That's just a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Corona is a great partner. Hiyori is the best. Hiyori is the best partner.
Dude, I saw someone verbatim stated it. He was like, "My bad, Crip. I couldn't keep up with your fast ass."
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, Corona lovers. He's not gonna do a whole lot in the U20 match. If he's like cramping
burning out
for like
constantly.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
No. He has 47 days to train stamina. If that motherfucker doesn't hit the treadmill every day, I'm gonna be mad.
Well, I need to find the take of this.
Also, if we're talking about partners, I'd argue Rin is a better partner because he forces Isagi to play as a better striker than he normally would if he was on his own. Like Isagi thrives in underdog situations.
Okay, here's the take. Okay, so this was back on. Okay, I got added in the take. I just gotta find the exact post for it because it was a very good one. I enjoyed it very much. Here we go. Here we go. Hiyori, this is how they described it, and I think it's a great explanation. Hiyori is Isagi's ideal partner because he compensates for Isagi's biggest flaw, his lack of elite physicality. Hiyori's precision passing, timing, and vision help translate Isagi's strategic thinking into real-time execution. Isagi reads the play, Hiyori helps to make it happen. They're not just compatible, they form a complete striker engine. One brain, one extension. I think that's a perfect description of why Hiyori is the best partner. Agree? Disagree?
Well, also just Isagi's playstyle of off the ball, wanting to be a striker, somebody who could pass from the back lines, an accurate cross to him off the ball is the most ideal partner, rather than like him and Corona cooked to the Uber's defense, but that only worked once. After you execute that 1-2 tiki-taka fast style of play, they started locking that down, and you're not going to be able to make those fast cuts between the defenders. And that playstyle is very, very draining. Like, even if Corona can't keep up, that's still taking a huge toll on Isagi to have to glance around him, keep up with Corona, you know, the whole planet hotline thing. But with Hiyori, we literally see him say, I'm not even looking at the ball. I'm not even looking at Hiyori. I'm looking for the goal.
I'm not looking at the ball. I'm not looking at the guy. I'm just going to make it. Also, Kaiser is not Isagi's best partner. Kaiser is just the strongest of his partners. That doesn't make him the best partner. He's compensating just because of inherent, like, increased skill. Kaiser is better than Hiyori, but he's not better for Isagi than Hiyori, if that makes sense.
It's funny, too, because his ass couldn't even keep up.
No, he couldn't. Kunigami's return and the wild card is an ass pull. Legit just filler. There's so many more different characters. I disagree with this.
I don't know if it's an ass pull or filler, but it's definitely underutilized.
I would say it's not an ass pull or filler. It's just not finished. It's not a finished part of the story yet. If Blue Lock was done and nothing was done with the wild card, 100% would agree. But we're not done with the story yet. You can't say it's an ass pull or unfinished when the story hasn't finished that part for Kunigami. Like, the PXG game hinted that there's more for Kunigami. There's more for his return to his hero mindset. And the fact that they're just like, oh, it's an ass pull because we haven't got it yet.
Yeah, Kunigami was gone for 80 pages, but the whole time we knew, or for 80 chapters, I should say, but we knew he was going to come back because it was hinted. Kunigami was all, and then even if you want to talk about like just the anime too, it's like we know he went to the wild card by the end of season 1. Like you literally see that. He wasn't around for any of the U20 match. So that's like an entire season he missed out. Like, it's been hyped up. It's not like we never saw Kunigami go into the wild card and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, there's this program called the wild card. They brought me back. It's like, no, we've seen that, and they planted that seed far before like that quote unquote tree actually sprouted. So it makes sense, and it didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I think everybody can agree we wanted to see more of Kunigami than 1, getting fed an assist by Isagi, 2, stealing a goal off of Isagi, and then 3, turning into a defender in the PXG match. Like, we were really expecting him to be like a top 5 striker. Bro was barely top 10.
I think it's great for Kunigami, how he was written in the NEL. Because, like, let me describe it. His debut match after returning, he was a very dominant fucking player, right? He was put as a center forward alongside Kaiser. He had great power shooting. And the play ended with Isagi only ever being able to do something when aligning with Kunigami. Right? That just showed how dominant he was. Game after, everyone leveled up, including Isagi. Isagi takes a shot, and then Kunigami asserts himself and says, hey, I'm still fucking here. After Isagi tries to use him earlier, he's like, you can't fully use me. I'm gonna be dominant in this play, and takes Isagi's goal. Right? When we get to Ubers, it's showing the disparity that Kunigami is having now that Isagi has now established himself as the more dominant player. He's showing that he's still trying to assert himself by taking the ball from Ness, dribbling, and then Isagi comes in to steals the ball from Kunigami, in a reverse to what happened with Kunigami and Isagi in the last game. Like, Kunigami still is there, but he's now struggling to keep up. And going into PXG, he was a more prominent character, but only after doing something completely different than he's been doing before, and showing that his ego is still burning. And it's not that he's a dominant striker, it's just that he's a dominant player. There's more for his development, and he's not done just yet. And to say that the wildcard's an ass pull because it hasn't been developed just yet makes no sense. And if you want to regard the Sae and Isagi statement in such high regard of like, oh, Sae and Isagi are going to team up, this is inevitable. Okay, then you also have to consider that the wild card getting development is inevitable because Kunigami was also stated in the same interview to be a critical part in a later arc. If you want to hold the Sae and Isagi comment into such high regard, you gotta consider every element in all regard. If your rule is not even across the board, you cannot apply it. Rules are only good if they're applicable to everyone equally. That's how things work. That's how credibility works.
Also, I just want to address this because I feel like, okay, this is mostly headcanon. I will agree with this. But Zoro said the ego already told us what Kunigami was meant to be. Wildcard is done. The whole purpose, narratively, of Kunigami coming back from Wildcard was to serve as a stepping stone for Isagi on a surface level. But Ego is a scientist. BLUELOCK is a program. All of it is experiments. In the scientific method, you have to prove that what you think is correct. So even if your experiment produces positive results, you have to then introduce a negative or a counterbalancing force to see if it will, hold up in the weight of the world. So not only is Wildcard meant to progress Isagi forward as a stepping stone, but I think it's meant to develop Kunigami more physically and give him a chance, because Ego knows. You can't tell me he didn't know that Kunigami would break back into his hero mindset. He knew he would go back to it, but just with a more realistic approach, because his original, like you said, the hero mindset is why he failed. It's not what BLUELOCK supports. He could absolutely succeed with that individualistic hero mindset. He just didn't have the right understanding of it or mechanisms of the world. Now that he's been through Wildcard and used by Isagi and is, very pissed off, emo, learning about himself, physically more developed, he could go back into an individualistic mindset, like, I want to be the hero of the world, just in a better way. Because at the end of the day, him being a hero is no different than Rin wanting to be the destroyer. It's just individual, wants, their desires.
Yeah. Also, Zoro, Kaneshiro isn't going to say no Kunigami is finished, forget him. Yeah, but he specifically says characters, Bachida is getting involvement in the later, getting central focus in the later arc. Kunigami, Sendo. Why would he say Sendo of all characters?
Yeah, this is stated verbatim in an interview with the author that Kunigami will have future relevance and development.
But then it also goes into, again, you have to hold the same statement in regard to the Sae and Isagi thing. If you're going to say that the Kunigami statement is too generic, then I could also say the same thing to Sae. He says Sae and Isagi will eventually team up, right? By the way, Animasu, when was this interview held?
I think it was 8-9 months ago. I have that here. Let me find it. I have it somewhere.
Question, was this before Rin entered his flow state?
Oh, fuck.
I'll pull up just an example, whether it is or is not, because I can just
so.
I can make my case, right? I'll make my case either way.
When fans ask a question, Kaneshiro is going to be nice. Saying that people will develop is not being nice. That's just answering their question. Do you think that he was being nice when he said, will you always love Isagi no matter what? No, he's clearly implying at an Isagi downfall towards his fans. So he's
okay.
So do you think he's just gonna lie? He might change his mind. Are you just implying you think he's gonna lie and just say whatever he wants to please the fans?
Yeah. Also, let me explain this. So there was a statement made that Sae and Isagi would eventually team up, correct? Right?
Yeah.
And everyone hyped. What do you define as a team up? What do you define as them actually teaming up? Some people would say that means them actually playing together. Some people would say that they're narratively aligned together. In this panel right here, you see Rin's ego flaring around him, and tied to that ego is both Sae and Rin. Technically speaking, I could make an argument to say that Sae and Isagi here are teaming up to form Rin's ego. Would that not technically, by my own definition and description, say that Sae and Isagi have teamed up here, and therefore they won't team up in the story because they already have here? Does that not make that statement irrelevant? It depends on the context and what Kaneshiro defines as teaming up. I'll give you another situation. In the second selection, we had Burū envision himself if he passed to Isagi, and he was at home, an alcoholic, watching Isagi on the TV, scoring a goal in the World Cup. Assuming there is another vision like that from Rin, or from Ego, or from any character, envisioning Sae and Isagi on a team, but they're not actually doing it, does it not technically complete the message of them teaming up? Because they are visually aligned on a team together. Sure, in reality they're not teaming up, but visions play a huge role in the development of the story. If you want to make an argument that these two will team up, right? There's a lot of speculation you can do based on the description. But if he's saying that they are getting very important relevance, right? You have a stronger case to make for another point. Kunigami, Bachira, and Sendo. Those 3 characters were stated getting future relevance. Now, if you want to just say that he's saying that they're just getting future involvement or development to a small degree, are you trying to tell me that no other Blue Lock fans asked about Kaiser, asked about Shigiri, asked about Rin?
Well,
and yet,
honestly, it is a fair assumption. It was in Japan, bro. They have very specific people.
But listen. But you're telling me that he only answered Kunigami, Bachira, and Sendo as getting narrative reference and didn't say that for narrative relevance, but didn't say that for Rin, Shigiri, Kaiser, Lorenzo, maybe any other character, and Ness. So he mentioned those 4 characters, but not other characters who are likely just as popular. What about Nagi? Nagi wasn't even mentioned in the interview, but I guarantee you at least one person asked about Nagi. So to say that he's just saying this because it makes sense they're going to get development doesn't make sense, because that would apply to any character then, and the statement would be redundant. But he's highlighting these specific characters, giving importance. I can't believe I have to explain this.
It was at the exhibition at Shibuya Tatsuya from November 3rd to November 10th. It was just a week exhibition for Blue Lock, which took place the chapter before Loki blocked the Kaiser Impact.
Okay.
So it was pre-Destroyer Mode Rin at the end of the PXG game. Like it was last year in November of 2024.
But Loki blocked the Kaiser Impact after Rin's goal though.
Oh, then I thought you were talking about like in mode PXG Destroyer, not Crash Shoot Destroyer.
Yeah, I was talking Crash Shoot. So I'm just giving this evidence of I'm just saying, if you want to say Isagi and Sae team up, here they're teaming up to form Rin's ego. I could make that case just as much, because it's very vague. It's a very vague statement for Sae and Isagi will team up, because there's no specification as to how, and there's no timeline as to how. But with Kunigami, Bachira, and Sendo saying they are going to have narrative importance and relevance going into a later arc, that's more important than saying that, oh, these guys will be involved. There's more specification. In a later arc, they will be getting a narrative focus in the same way that Yukimiya did for Manshine, in the same way that Hiyori did for Ubers.
Top 3 passers, wouldn't it be Pablo, Sae, and then
it depends. Pablo could be a good passer, but I don't know if you could dedicate him as like a passing. I feel like when someone says passer, I feel like they mean passing playmaker.
Okay, if let's just exclude the World 5 and the Masters, then Sae's obviously one.
I would say Sae, Charles, and then Hiyori. Maybe Ness. But I'd say those
Hiyori over Ness for now. I think Ness has more potential than Hiyori because he has passion for the sport. Like, he always has. But just because he was subservient to Kaiser and not playing in his ideal environment, we didn't really see him compete with Hiyori in terms of compatibility and assists.
Hiyori was also getting Sae comps in like the U20 match. Now, granted, that doesn't mean he's as good as passing as Sae, but they were relative back in the U20. And again, we mentioned Sae's at 100%.
Yeah, he had the same curve.
He's still dotting passes.
Same curve as Sae.
Yeah, same curve as Sae. And that was back in the U20 match, bro. Hiyori got a good chunk of development in the NEL, so it's like
Charles is still better.
I think it'd be disingenuous to say that Hiyori isn't like top tier passes in Blue Lock or even like U20 in the series.
Yeah. Also, Charles is still better. The Rabona cross beats out any pass that Charles that Hiyori has ever hit.
Bro, go outside and try
to
just go outside and try to hit a Rabona cross and tell me that shit's not the most difficult, painful thing.
With also, not to mention, not just hit a Rabona cross, but hit it so perfectly aligned that both Rin and Shido can reach it. He's putting it in both of their ranges that not only they can score from, but relative to each other, that way they have to fight over it.
Dude, I cut my fucking ankle open trying to do that pass.
Oh shit.
That shit is not easy.
Damn.
Also, Zoro.
In cleats, you're swinging one leg around the other fast.
Yeah.
So if you fuck up the accuracy, you just cut yourself.
Yeah. Also, Zoro, fans ask about his characters. Kaneshiro gives fans vague answers. Then why were no other characters mentioned in when giving the results from the interview?
Well, I just don't
Also, he
understand
gives
what
vague answers because he doesn't
Yeah.
want to spoil his fucking story.
what-
But the
do you-
vague
what are you
answers are more
getting at?
specific than the rest of them. There's more specific vague answers, like
I just-
giving
what is he
narrative
getting at,
relevant.
though? I just don't
If
understand
I-
what he's getting at.
If he mentions these 3 characters and doesn't mention other characters with a vague answer, those 3 characters are more specified to have a more prominent role later than other characters would. That's how shit works.
Well, I don't understand Zoro's point here. Like, yes, he's gonna like Onyx said, he's not just gonna say, yeah, by the way, oh, you're interested in Kunigami? Yeah, so 150 chapters from now, Kunigami's gonna score the craziest like, why? No, like it's a Q&A. They ask questions. He gives them vague answers. I don't know what your point is. That's how they work.
But even then, okay, yeah, sure, he'll give vague answers, yeah, but that applies universally across the board. But then why were these specific 3 characters highlighted as results from the interview?
Well, that's what
And
I'm
no
saying.
other character.
Is he disagreeing with us, saying that these aren't gonna happen? I don't understand his point. Like,
He's disagreeing with the point that I said that the wild card isn't finished just yet because Kunigami has been stated he is going to have future narrative relevance, so likely we will be getting more from the wild card, and therefore you cannot say it was just a plot device and made no sense.
oh yeah, absolutely. If you think that the wild card won't have a flashback to it, you're delusional. You're just delusional. You just hate Kaneshiro and hate his writing, and that's all right. But
You mentioned Isagi and Bado. He mentioned Isagi and Bado. He mentioned. Hold on, I will pull up the interview.
I'm pretty sure it was Isagi, Bachira.
What's the exhibition? What was the exhibition?
Hold up, I had it pulled up on Google. It was the. Let me scroll up. Oh, I got a porn ad. That's nice. Shibuya Tatsuya Bookstore to commemorate the BLUELOCK versus U20 Japan anime sequel. So it was an exhibition in Shibuya Tatsuya Bookstore in Japan from November 3rd to November 10th of 2024.
What chapter was that?
Don't mean anything important. Everything in the story with narrative development is important. Important is
Zoro,
opinionated.
Your argument goes both ways. Like what you were saying is subjective opinion.
Doesn't mean
Your personal belief is that it doesn't mean anything important. Okay, then.
yeah, like he could refer
I
to Kunigami spraining his ankle. That could be the big thing he's referring to. But at the end of the day, that is important. But you could think it's not important because you don't care about Kunigami. It's just subjective.
Yeah. Like we're just gonna have to agree to disagree at this point because like we're not reaching a middle ground. Neither one of us.
Okay,
seems to
here we
wanna
go.
change our
I will
minds.
read through everything that was highlighted from the interview.
Nobody said it was from the exhibition website. I stated
Yeah.
verbatim that it was a Q&A at the bookstore. You can rewind the stream.
There's your source. Fans asked a lot of questions you didn't see. Yes, but then why are these ones specifically highlighted? There's a reason these ones are highlighted because
Well,
they have more importance. The other
to be
questions
fair-
were probably irrelevant.
Well, that, and to be fair, the ones that were translated were because the people who went there were friends with the translators or went with the translators. Like, the people who asked those specific questions were heavily involved people in the community that were able to translate the hiragana, or not hiragana and katakana, but the Japanese
like,
speech.
Here I will read you them right now. These all questions and answers that Kaneshiro and Nomura provided to fans. Sae will be getting a deep dive into later arcs / central focus. Bachira will be getting a deep dive into later story / central focus. Kunigami will be getting a deep dive into later / central focus. Sendo will be getting a deep dive into later / central focus. Those are the only characters. Those are the only characters mentioned who have a deep dive. The rest of them, Kaiser's red eyeliner as a tattoo. Sae and Isagi will team up later. Ness will stay as he is currently, and he will be getting later focus in the manga. Sendo was originally not supposed to make it past the U20 match, but due to Nomura's recommendation, he remains. Aiku is his first name. Oliver is his family name. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Corona
right.
Corona was supposed to be a background character, but Kaneshiro made him relevant. Sae is watching BLUELOCK TV / NEL. Sae does not think Rin and himself are fighting. He thinks Rin is just starting trouble / is being annoying.
That's just so funny to me when I read that, bro.
Chigiri has a bad personality. Kaiser's design is inspired by a bird. Now, I'm going to tell you. These are direct statements from the mangaka. You cannot say otherwise.
Hey, ban that man! Ban that man! He said no Sendo. Ban that man!
Listen,
love
I
you,
don't care what you
Sendo.
say. Sendo is an underrated ass character. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we
He's
were talking about this
underrated.
the other day, Arrow. Sendo is so underrated.
This was 12 hours ago.
Dude, people can't even realize that the reason Badu was
Today.
able to have such easy goals in the Ubers match was because Sendo was serving as a shadow striker.
That's what he was
Okay,
doing in the U20
okay,
national.
Zoro, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? If he's going to say that Sae, Sendo, Bachira, and Kunigami will be getting a deep dive into the story, getting a deep dive and later focus in the story, why would he not say anything about Nagi, or Chigiri, or Ryo, or Aiku, or I don't know, who else? Who else would you want me to name? Yukimiya, Atoya, Karasu. Why would he not just say those?
J8, the leaks
it's
will drop
just
tomorrow.
It is just as much of a non-spoiler as saying Kunigami, Sendo, Bachira, and Sae. It is just as much of a non-spoiler as saying any of those other characters. So why was it not stated that those characters would be getting a central focus, but these ones specifically were? Because it's common sense to give main characters focus.
But okay. So
why Sendo? Sendo then? Why Sendo?
Also, in this specific example, Arrow is arguing that Kunigami will have future wildcard relevance and it will be mentioned again. So why the character who went to wildcard, didn't have any of it shown, got put to a defender, and is clearly frustrated with his ego and changing? Why would you not assume that we're gonna have a flashback when the author confirms he has focus? Like you're saying, give main characters focus. So you are agreeing that Kunigami will have focus in the future of the story, according to Kaneshiro, so you don't think he's lying. So why else would Kunigami
So you're not
have
arguing our
development?
point. So you're not arguing our point. You agree with us then. Then you agree with that the wild card was not a waste because the story is unfinished just yet. Sendo's not a main character, so Kaneshiro will mention him. Then, brother!
You just went against what you said. You said it's common sense to give characters.
Okay, I'm moving on from this fucker. I can't handle idiocy.
The rage bait was successful.
Listen, I'm sorry, man. Mental disabilities are something that no one should have to handle, and I'm sorry you have to deal with this so much.
Bachira rarely got okay, now it's rage bait. Rarely got screen time or focus since the second selection, nor Kunigami. Kunigami and Bachira have both had character arcs that are occurring off and on screen inconsistently. The point of it is that Isagi is the main character, so it's not just going to cut to Kunigami for 4 chapters and show the wild card. It's
New Gen 22 chromosomes.
Oh.
Alright.
Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the whole point of Kunigami's development so far was that it was off screen and we don't get to see what made him so, like, quote unquote evil.
Do we have any good hot takes?
Yeah, here's another one. Nagi getting eliminated before Ryo is possibly the worst choice that the author could have made. Nagi massively outclasses Ryo. Ryo needs good opponents and a good team, while Nagi can cook on his own.
He's arguing the narrative point of the story. That is the point, right? Nagi's a natural talent. Ryo's an all-around talent. Ryo has a better understanding of his ego. Nagi has no understanding of his ego. And the point of the new Egoist League was verbatim to develop individuality and learn who you are. Nagi never learned who he was while Ryo did. So yeah, Nagi scored crazy goals, but even, let's just think just the NEL. What did Nagi do? He scored 5 saves. That was literally it. That was all he did. Think about what Ryo did.
His first game.
Yeah, think about what Ryo did. Every game he assisted, he scored, and he was the central, beating heart of mankind.
Playmaker. He was the playmaker.
I can understand why Nagi fans would be frustrated, but that's the whole point of Ryo and Nagi's
codependence. It's also a good twist.
Yeah,
because it makes sense and no one expected it.
Yeah,
also, wouldn't it make more sense for Ryo to not be eliminated before Nagi? Because Nagi is this genius talent. So wouldn't it make more sense that he would get eliminated first, since he's just trying to coast on his own talent without doing any kind of playmaking with that talent? Like, nothing is successful, so eliminate the person who's not creating the... So don't eliminate the person who's creating the chances, eliminate the person who's failing to make results from them.
Yeah. Literally. I don't... Do we need to say more on that? Or
yeah. Well, that's a summary in the chat. In NEL, Rails over Nagi. Exactly. There's nothing more to say.
Yeah. Also, Zoro, I'm sorry. We're addressing you, so when our chat wants to address you as being an idiot as well, they're fully allowed to. So you can't just say no one's talking to you. OP, 100% drill into this motherfucker. I don't care.
Guys, remember, we're talking about a fictional visual novel.
Remember, we're talking to BLUELOCK fans. They can't read.
Anybody in chat got Pokemon TCG? Y'all gotta add me real quick.
Your name is Zoro, bro. You get help.
wait. Your name is Isagi, mate. Get help. Coming from Zoro. I'm screenshotting that and editing it on my wall.
The self-awareness
if you like to see it,
the room.
kids, if you like to see a mental disability in action,
I'm right here.
Exhibit A, patient 0.
Patient 0 is crazy.
Your name is
Yeah.
Zora. Please imitate your goat and get lost in a graveyard.
Okay, that's fucked up. Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far, guys. Like Onyx said,
Go-
it is a fictional manga. We can argue and get a bit heated,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's never as
At
deep
the end of the day,
Okay,
it's about boys playing
Animasu,
soccer.
you're gonna
It's
like
about
this
that
one.
team.
You're gonna like this take. Shido is the most relatable and chill blue lock character. This man celebrates the enemy's goal and congratulates them,
relatable.
while this is the shit he deals with after scoring a goal. And it shows the panel of Rin, Kaiser, and Isagi shit talking him.
Okay, coming
You're
from
an
the person-
eyesore. Agreed. You're definitely an eyesore. I can't stand you, pink trash.
Okay, coming from
No way your middle name is Zoro. Bullfuck. You gotta be like 12.
What? You just go show up to City Hall and change it, bro? Like what?
look, to
My
be
name
fair-
is Ichigo Jinpachi Cruz D Jaeger Zoro.
To be fair, I don't think Shido's the most relatable to the common person. I relate to Shido a lot, but I'm also an outlier. That's why I like Shido, because he serves as representation for outliers, queer representation, individuality, philosophy. But the most relatable character is probably,
He comes for fun.
honestly,
who
I
doesn't?
don't even know who would be the most relatable. None of them
I
are
would-
really relatable because all of them represent
Atoya. Atoya is chill as fuck.
Yeah, but I'm not throwing my ass to
don't
hit
vape.
passes. I'm not throwing my ass to hit passes, bro. It ain't me.
Then you just ain't like that, bro. Zoro
Right.
is a real name.
I believe it. That's just crazy.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Okay. No, but
Go
listen,
on.
I wouldn't say I'd say Shido's relatable to some. I wouldn't say he's the most chill. Remember, he actively tried to and did fight Rain on numerous occasions. That isn't chill.
The most chill is Nagi then, because you literally have to push this man to being so fucking angry for him to show any emotion. Otherwise,
No,
he's
Nagi
just
or
like,
Atoya. Because Atoya literally he wants to be the best striker in the world by just going with the flow. He has no care. He's just a chill. He's the embodiment of the chill guy meme.
And in the post-credit scene with them arguing over the beds, he's the only one to be like not mad about it. He's like, "Why don't we just play a little game about it? Why don't we just throw
Yeah.
some rock,
He
paper,
also
scissors?"
grabs his hair. He's like, "Look at me, I got tips too." Like he's just trying to chill. Okay, this one. Ego is a bum. Him being Noah's rival doesn't make him good. Noah
That's
is
not
only
why
talked
he's
about
good.
talked about to be good. He is very little feats.
We haven't seen him play. Like what are we
If-
doing here?
The fact that he wants to say that Noah isn't even that good because he has very little feats is all I need to know from this guy.
All
We
you need to
don't
know is
respect
that
him as a player. We respect
If
him
he's
as a
regarded
mastermind of the
in
program.
universe, if he's regarded in universe as the best striker in the world, it doesn't matter what feats you have. He's the best striker in the world.
Hey,
If
Era, how
in
tapped
universe,
in are you? How tapped in are you? What manga do you think that guy reads? What manga do you think he came from to make that take?
Red key.
Oh, I was gonna say Naruto, but
Oh, that too.
fucking Naruto power scalers, bro. Get out of here.
Autism's a disability, but in some cases it is an advantage. I've
Yeah,
never
he
met
gives
more.
out a- it
I've
gives an
never met
impossible
people
error of
who are.
disability to make that fucking bread.
I will say this. I've never seen a single person more analytical and more correct about analysis than people who have autism.
Yeah, sometimes it just like presents wrong, like with Elon Musk. Like, you know, sometimes people just don't have brain cells.
Let's be clear, guys. Not everybody gets the quirky fun autism that makes you like Blue Lock a lot.
Dude.
Some of them actually have like
The funniest thing
Struggles.
about Elon Musk doing that and people saying that it's because he's autistic is that a week later, RFK goes and says, people with autism can't wipe their ass, they can't pay taxes, they'll never be able to throw a baseball. I'm like, so either you're telling me that Elon Musk doing that was not because he has autism, or you're saying that it was, but he also cannot wipe his ass and also doesn't pay taxes. So he's a criminal who can't wipe his ass, and you want him to be a figurehead of the country. Which is it? Please tell me which it is. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
But you know what's so funny?
criminal can't wipe their ass is crazy.
People try to say like what politicians Blue Lockers would support. None of the motherfuckers would care. Not a single one of them cares about any political.
They are
Like,
Japanese teenagers. They don't
And
give a
all of them
fuck
are,
about
like-
U.S. politics.
they literally
No.
willingly ship themselves off to an isolated program just to play ball while saying, "I'm gonna die."
Yeah,
if
they
I
don't give a
succeed."
fuck.
They
Listen,
don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
also, have you guys seen Charlie Kirk going to debate Cambridge students?
Oh my god, I saw a clip of that,
Dude,
dude. I
He
hate
tried to spread his fucking message outside of America, which, by the way, does that not seem a little bit threatening that he's going across country to try and promote why Trump is good? Because everyone in America already says that he isn't.
Well, he was
So he's trying to get people.
He was trying to prove a point that he could debate contrasting ideologies from people who grew up in different circumstances, but he just proved himself to be further. Like, I don't even think he's stupid. I just think he's massively uneducated. Like, he is an intelligent person. He's just filled with misinformation and disinformation. Like most people nowadays, just yapping whatever they. I think he genuinely goes on TikTok and repeats what he says and thinks it's true. And he just has a big platform.
He lost to an argument with a vegan and took the video down off his page because his own community was saying that he lost.
Why are you arguing with vegans at that point? There's no point to argue with a vegan. They're not gonna be like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna start eating meat because of you. Just
but the vegan won. The vegan won the debate. The vegan won the debate. And even his community was saying, yo, bro, you lost. And then he took the video down off his page.
Do you have any more hot takes that aren't about Charlie Kirk? Because he's not an egoist, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not an egoist. Charlie Cook couldn't even trap a ball that was like sent to him with the most precision. He could even trap a side pass.
Dude, I wish. Okay, it'd low-key be funny if the BLUELOCK author does what the Baki writer does and just make fun of American politics.
Oh my god,
dude, you saw the Yusuke panel with him going up to Trump and Elon Musk.
Dude,
please.
Okay, so Nagi another hot take. Nagi shouldn't come back. It's just like Gojo's death. It would ruin his character and diminish the purpose of BLUELOCK. It would ruin his return if he comes back with no change. If he comes back with change, I don't think that's ruining. I think that's just more development. You know what I mean?
It depends on what happens to Nagi when he's not in the program. That will affect.
Nagi's at 0 right now. Now, when you reach 0, they usually return because they're like, okay, what's the truth of my ego?
Yeah, once
he's at 0, does he?
The only place you can go is up.
Yeah. Now, does he stay down and die, or does he return? Also, I have a prediction. Nagi's gonna return with a different aura manifestation.
Oh yeah. Well. I kind of think
he's gonna manifest his full. He's gonna manifest his full Susanoo.
I think he'll be like an angel because he.
Dude, I've seen the same
death
thing.
And skulls. Meanwhile, Isagi always represented light, and now that Isagi's gone down the Demon King path, Nagi has been locked off, and his skull aura literally dissipated. So what more representative for a return than an angel?
Honestly, dude, I need Nagi to have 4 angelic wings, like how Shido has his demon wings. Have Nagi have 4 angelic wings, and have him have a halo above him. Have him instead of like the death skull that covered him, have him have like a glowing halo.
Dude, honestly, I don't think wings because Shido has them, but yeah, just a halo, like a glowing halo for an aura, that would be so fucking tough. What the fuck? What did I just see? Nagi has Jesus as his aura? Bro.
No, he just has the statue in Brazil.
His aura just turns into the thorn crown.
Dude, imagine Nagi had Choki as his aura. That'd be funny.
Another hot take. The Rin hate is deserved. The fact that he always wins yet has the same mindset as trash writing. He's also nothing but a crybaby. Just because Big Bro Sae wanted to play a different position. Rin being the best striker and Sae being the best midfielder would be a crazy duo, and Rin is wasting his potential. I think Rin took it too far. I understand his being upset with Sae quitting because they were Rin's ego was attached to Sae. His whole purpose for playing was because Sae was playing. And now that Sae wanted to change his entire dream, Rin doesn't know what to do with himself. Because that isn't what Rin wants at his core. But all he knows is to play with Sae. That's all he knew.
Yeah, I mean, they were both kids and immature. Like, at the end of the day, no one was in the right or wrong. They were just both emotional. Sae had just came back from Spain and was tired. Rin had never seen his brother like this or seen him for a long time.
Also, when did Sae leave for Spain? Because we see there's articles of him. Hear me out. There's articles of him at Real at 13, right? However, with Rin's birthday, this is where the BLUELOCK timeline gets confusing. So there was the episode Rin one shot, right?
Yeah.
The episode Rin one shot took place with, I'm looking through this to make sure that Rin didn't turn 16 or anything. So the episode Rin one shot manga takes place 180 days before BLUELOCK, so around 6 months before they entered the BLUELOCK project, right? during that one shot, he reflects on his matchup with Sae. Now, we don't know how much time had passed in that one shot. However, we know it was enough time for Sae to leave Japan and then return to Japan.
Well, wasn't it? Aren't the trees bare in the episode Rin one shot?
I will pull this up.
Because if so, the timeline is right because Sae left for Spain in like November, being 13. So when did he return?
He returned 4 years later.
Yeah, Rin was in his year 4, so Rin would be 15.
Okay, here are the leaves of the tree. There's no timeline specifically for. Hold on, let me pull this into the other tab so you guys can see this as well. Like, okay, here the Rin one shot has Sae's triumphant return match. And it doesn't look like it's snowy anymore.
Yeah, it can't even be. Yeah, it couldn't be January, February, or March, and it can't be December or November.
So we assume that it was 4 months. So 10 months before BLUELOCK started. So this is about another year. So do you want to assume that Rin here is like 15?
Oh, when would this be? Since the side parted, isn't Rin? Rin's 15 when he returns for the snowy night.
If it's 180 days before BLUELOCK, right? If it's 180 days before BLUELOCK, BLUELOCK started on the 20th of November. So go back 6 months, and what's that? That's May. Go back another. That's May when this one shot takes place. If it happened in snow, we could assume it happened within January or February.
Yeah, I mean that's fair to assume. Yeah.
Right, but. It's also speculated that, depending on how long this was, Sae could have been 12 when he left for Real and only made names when he was 13. Granted, it's more likely to assume that he was 13, but the timeline is still very iffy on everything. Wait, why am I mentioning the timeline again? I've lost my original point.
It makes you feel any better? I don't remember.
I don't know. But, yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about for the stream before it ends? Because we've been going for about 2 hours. We've been going for 2.5 hours.
I mean, someone may have just uploaded today.
Oh yeah. Check out Onyx's new video.
Actually, hold up. No, yeah, we'll react to that on stream. We'll react to your videos on stream. I also have not watched Raven's video of the Easygate Manshine because I wanted to watch it here.
So good.
My food just got here. My parents just got back with food. I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna eat it while we're watching. I can't wait to watch it. I haven't seen it. If you guys want to stay and watch,
make sure you put on my video. Make sure you put on my video, eat your food, and then don't comment on anything. Just eat your food in silence all the time.
I'll be like people reacting.
Reaction streamer one.
Well, all right, I'll be right back. Entertain the stream. Don't be racist.
Oh, fuck. You know I hate Filipinos and I can't hide it.
Broke roll one immediately.
No, I'm Filipino. Friendly fire's allowed.
Friendly fire.
Yeah.
You know I hate gingers. I hate people with red hair.
But wait, I thought you were a brunette.
What do you think about Wildcard being a falsified experiment? Like, it's not just to make Kunigami into a stepping stone for Isagi, but it's also purposefully meant to show. Like, so for example, the point of BLUELOCK is individuality and one individual ego. The point of the Wildcard was to strip him of said ego. He said verbatim, don't just completely rid yourself of your ego.
Aside your ego, a couple chapters before PhD.
Ego clearly doesn't agree with that. He clearly knows that's not the right way. So he's putting that man out there not only to be a stepping stone for Isagi to evolve from,
but fake Pinoy. Shut up.
But like Kunigami failing by not having an ego further proves Ego's point that individuality is important. So it's a falsified experiment.
All right, I'm taking this fucking sticker off my head. Oh.
Dude, I heard that shit go.
Oh my god, yeah, I heard that rip off your skin, bro. Goddamn.
I got pizza.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm homophobic. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. That's just weird. I don't know.
Imagine not liking gay people.
I don't know why you felt the need to say that in the chat.
I'm gonna be so dead ass. I hate queers.
I'm gonna be so dead ass. We don't give a fuck. You're reading BLUELOCK, bro.
Okay.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Here, I'll share my screen with you so we can watch through the thing at the same time. Here we go. Bop.
Banchu.
With the new Egoist.
Let's see, Onyx, how long has it been since you uploaded?
It's almost been 100 days.
Okay, hold up. Now I'm lost on which one I'm. Let's get rid of this.
Hot take. I should have gone to PXG, bro. Put that man in Bartra. He's not getting locked off.
Wait, who? But Nagi it.
He said Nagi should have gone to PXG. Bro would not have made it. He was not. Big Dog would not have lasted.
No, bro would not have lasted.
With all that talent, bro, he ain't doing shit.
Rain would have said,
Well,
sit the fuck down.
Honestly, would you think Charles would be interested in Nagi with how he
Hell
plays
no.
so wildly?
No, bro. He would see Nagi like have a slump one time and be like, "Damn, you're nothing like my goat Shido." I would
He'd be
never
like,
see him.
Loki, sub this guy off. I'm bored.
You all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
With the new Egoist.
All right, dislike it. I'm done.
Manga and
All right, dude.
All right. How long has it been since you uploaded again? Like what?
Man.
A month? Maybe more?
What?
How long has it been since you uploaded?
Oh, 3 months, almost 100 days.
Oh, Jesus.
being hyped
Yeah.
up for the
Little bit of
futures
time.
Blue Lock. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like it's
wasn't that
finally
long.
time for me to discuss one of my favorite characters in this series. Many recognize Uber's master striker Mark Snuffy as a brilliant player, but despite the flowers Snuffy has been given, I still don't think it's enough. Not just by the fans, but by the characters within the world of Blue Lock itself. I hope you're all doing
I love
well.
you, Noah Noah.
My name's Onyx, and today I'd like to discuss why I think Snuffy is still considered to be an underrated player. Without further ado, let's get into the video. When we're first
Why do you sound like the
introduced to
male
Snuffy,
version
it
of, like, the
is
Watch
immediately
Mojo
obvious
chick?
that Snuffy is a
Thank you.
flexible and eager mind.
Like, your
But in
voice
short
sounds
of
so
bullshit,
soothing, it sounds like the
Snuffy
Watch
quickly
Mojo.
introduces himself
Oh
to the
yeah,
new
well that's
members of the
because
team
I got
and
into this
gets
weird
straight
habit
into
when I
asking
record
the
my
question,
videos where I
what
like
will you have left
purposely
when
lower my
football is taken
voice.
away from you?
I say
Because of
purposely
Snuffy's
as if I don't
expertise and
accidentally do
experience
it
as a
like lock
professional
in.
footballer, he acknowledges
But,
that there's nothing wrong with wholeheartedly
Considering how
devoting
congested I've
yourself
been
to
over the
sport,
last
but
few
notes
months,
that
I'm so
injuries
scared
and
to record
setbacks
new
do
audio
in
because
fact
I sound like
happen.
shit.
Snuffy wants to
Dude,
know what,
join
dude?
new
it's not
members
just you
of
either, bro.
the
I've also
team.
been
One
sick
day
for like the same amount of time as you, and I don't know what it
I think
is.
that
I
this part of
haven't
Snuffy's
not been
story
congested.
introduction to the series
Right?
sets his character up.
It's
to
affecting
we're
my hearing
cursed,
too,
bro.
so I think I brought it
Earlier in
up.
this video,
The
and
Blue
I
Lock-
think
Blue Lock creator.
He's a
No, literally.
no bullshit
Dude,
leader that is very
Onyx,
punctual and
you need to
matter of
intro
fact
your
with
next
mentality and
your
behavior.
next
Snuffy
video
later goes
by
on to
doing
break down how he sees football as a job.
welcome to Watch Mojo. And
From, like,
today
Uber's
we're
to
breaking
the
down why I
Oh my
hate
God.
fucking
business
characters.
deals, and the players are,
We're gonna be doing
of
a
course,
countdown of
employees. Snuffy then continues,
the
admitting that
best
he's already
copycats.
studied the available data for every single one of his new players. Their offense, defense, on-field mannerisms, playstyles, they're all broken down in superb detail. When Aiku asks Snuffy if he came up with all of this himself, Snuffy admits that he did, and that if his players can flawlessly execute his plan,
I will
there's
say, you
no
need to
team
sharpen
that
this
they
shit a
won't be
little
able to
bit.
defeat. Not to mention
Yeah.
that Snuffy demonstrates supreme leadership, admitting that if the plan fails, all of the blame should fall on him, the strategist, and not the ones who are executing said plan. I just want to take a quick rest from the story to break down what this means for Snuffy as a character. Going back to Snuffy's strategies, I think there's no debate that Snuffy is one of the best strategists in this series, hands down.
I know
Your
that
song,
music.
Arrow.
Most
Yeah,
confident
it's
fans
your
can agree on,
song.
but also take into consideration that Snuffy crafted extremely detailed plans and
I think it's good
playstyles
for an intro. I think it's very,
every
like,
one of the Blue Lockers
upbeating.
joining his team. Let's not forget
I don't have a whole lot of
think
think music, and I was like, fuck, what can I use that's like a decent analytical song?
I use
I use
Blue Lock. I
Pokemon.
use lo-fi OSTs. That's what I use for everything.
He made strategies
I use
and
Pokemon
plans for
lo-fi.
all 45 potential players.
Pokemon
he
lo-fi
could have
is
been
good.
given. Imagine being so passionate as to make 45 hand-tailored strategies for a group of players for your team, just for 36 of them to not even play for your team. Not only that, but you've got some absolute bums on your squad who will never even play a game. meaning
Like,
that
bro, the
even
bottom
less
3 didn't
players
play at
actually
all.
used what you provided them. Now, if that isn't the
That
greatest
I will
bottom
also
middle
say
guy
this.
is huge.
on this planet, I don't
Oh,
really know
yeah.
what it is.
Stone
Snuffy
face
is
guy?
taking the
Yeah, he's
expression
fucking
going the extra
massive, bro. He
mile
could have
and
been like
literally
Tokimitsu, but
running
better.
with it.
It was
Not
only a
to
couple
mention
inches
that
shorter
when it
than
comes down to
Arya.
Scouting, this guy's got to have
And
some
he was built.
Goku level key sensing when it comes to this shit. Like, how did Snuffy know Lorenzo was going to be some elite level defender?
Yeah,
Lorenzo
this
said
point I got
himself
wrong
that
because I
before he
was
met
like, Snuffy
he
knew
was a
Lorenzo was gonna be
no-good
good. No,
streeter. Next
Lorenzo
thing you know,
made
Snuffy's
Snuffy
calling
made
Lorenzo's
Lorenzo
bluff,
good.
buying him an entire set of gold
This part
keys
is
for
kinda wrong.
His
for
dumb ass.
rotting ones.
Mhm.
And now Lorenzo is a member of the Covenant New Gen 11.
The point
Like,
still stands, though.
seriously, just how fucking mystical
Snuffy
is this
just
guy?
made
But
Lorenzo a
just
new
wait,
Gen
because
11.
it gets better. When we finally get to see Snuffy's tactics,
I can't
in
wait till we
action,
see new characters
Isagi,
in the series.
man known for being one
Oh
of
yeah,
the
dude, I'm
world's
ready for
best
the American
strategists,
new
can't
gen if we
help
have
but
one.
look on in
I
I'm
want
just
like
ready for
Borrow
a
scores
new,
is stealth
another
push
character.
on
I want someone
goal.
new.
Filipino new gen, please.
I'm
I
sorry,
wanna-
we
I
got
wanna-
Shido,
Isn't
not
something
Shido.
that
We got
can be
Charles,
on the
who's
fly.
dope,
Noting
but I
how
need a
hard
new
the Uber's
character. I need
players
something something
must be
fresh. I need
buying
something
into
new.
Snuffy's strategy.
Mm.
And obviously,
I wanna
it's
American
we'll
Gold
get that
Bridge.
in
draw level
the
at
U20
1 goal
World Cup for
apiece.
sure.
Eventually, Kaiser claps
USA,
back after a
USA.
hard-fought bicycle. Kaiser impact brings BM back to 2-1.
Because I'm pretty
Injuries occurring
sure
on both
that
sides of the field,
Charles was my
Snuffy
first
decides to
introduction
take
to a
the
character
field.
where people were
Noel
doing
Noah
fan colorings of
substituting
what they
in as
think
well
his
to
colors
counteract
are.
Snuffy. When play resumes,
Like-
we can see Snuffy
Kaiser?
Like, I-
immediately outpredict
No, because I got started after
Manshine.
Manshine. I caught up
Noah
as
immediately
Yukimiya's
recognizes
goal
and
was scored.
suppresses
That's
I think
why I
I
like
was gonna say, I
Yukimiya.
think I joined in the
Snuffy's
middle of
easily able
Manshine.
to dish
That's
the
why I
ball
started
out
reading
to
the manga.
Lorenzo,
Damn, y'all-
fending off Isagi
Y'all hopped
and
on this shit
Noel.
late.
Almost
Yeah.
immediately, he rejoins the attack, despite Noah
Like
being attached to him
October
with the hit like
2022 is
SpongeBob
when I hopped
Squidward.
on.
After a Kaiser and Isagi field block on Baro's shot,
We're
the
like
ball
brothers.
mercilessly,
Only.
even cruelly,
Holy
lands at the feet
classy.
of Mr.
I thought he
Mark
licked
Snuffy.
Squidward's
Even
stomach
Isagi
there.
has to take a moment to point
That's
out
the
that Snuffy
edited
is
version.
outplaying his own
That's not the
energy,
real one.
questioning what kind of brain
I
is
swear
inside
it
the head
is.
of Mark Snuffy. With the assault continuing, the Ubers players continue passing the ball back and forth, playing out to the wings in order to stretch Bastard's defense.
No, I thought this
Snuffy
guy was gonna be
manages to
cool
head the
because he got
ball
an
around
introduction, then
Kaiser
just
to the
did
feet of
nothing.
Nico, who sets a ball right in front of the goal. With Isagi coming in for another bullshit defensive save, the ball goes out and a throw in his
Bullshit.
to Ubers.
Dude, why did he
Isagi
stop
continues to
Baro like
analyze
4
Snuffy's style of
times?
play, pointing out how he's
His
able
ball
to
is easy to
maximize
read.
his team's efficiency.
I know,
He's
but
out on the
it's
field.
like
Some
I don't
downtime
I don't
during the
like
match,
it.
Noah begins to pick Isagi's brain on his thoughts.
Well,
about
his
Snuffy.
strategy was made
This is where Noel
as
Noah
someone
helps
uses
to
meta
break
as someone who
Snuffy's
uses
Isagi.
Metavision. So I
Yeah.
assume another
Like,
Metavision user.
Like, it
First,
makes
Lorenzo
sense,
is
but I just
basic
don't
ninjutsu.
like it, dude.
Continuing, Noah points out that Snuffy's already world-class
You
hold-up
can
plays
can
and
throw all
ball
the facts you
recovery
want at me. I'm gonna be
skills
ignorant and
are
say I don't
further
like it.
elevated because of jiu-jitsu. This is where I feel like an overlooked line gets mentioned, so pay attention closely, my cherubs. Noel
No.
Noah tells Isagi,
Okay,
quote,
fuck you.
"Strictly from a striker's perspective, I'm stronger than Snuffy." I mean, this makes sense. After all, Noel Noah is regarded as the best striker in the world of Blue Lock, so why would we begin to question that? But it's this next line that I think helps solidify Snuffy's greatness. From the mouth of the current standing GOAT, Noel Noah declares that, quote, "From an all-around perspective, Snuffy is the more versatile and flexible footballer. In terms of overall ability, I rate him as the best player in the world," end quote. Now, hold the damn phone, right here, right now. Noel Noah is admitting that he might be the best striker or even the best offensive player currently playing the sport, but that overall, Mark Snuffy is the better player, making Mark Snuffy the current best player in the world of Blue Lock. Now, keep in mind, this isn't that random NPC in your class that has zero ball knowledge and is trying to argue that Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, is a top 3 or even top 5 player all time. This is Noel Noah, the Michael Jordan of Blue Lock, admitting that LeBron Mark Snuffy is better at ball than him. Sometimes I feel
Onyx has
fucking
ball knowledge.
crazy when I talk about this because
Thank
I
you.
swear to
Fuck
God,
Jordan. I
I
love him,
hardly
but he's
see
not-
other people
he's not the
address it.
best.
Like, maybe that's
Thank
just
you.
me missing
Thank you,
shit.
Animasu.
but
I needed
feel
that
like
today.
people hardly ever reach into this hat to pull out this rabbit. But the best part is, this isn't
But
where the
Snuffy was
Snuffy
playing
goes.
against plumbers.
Not only does Noel once again reinforce how big and wrinkly Mark Snuffy's brain is, but when Isagi asks Noel Noah how the hell they go about
Snuffy
defeating a
Unk,
guy
bro.
of
We done
this
with the
caliber,
2000s.
Noel Noah digs deep into his French roots and tells Isagi that there's nothing they can do. Like, thank
I don't know.
God the star change system only
Bro
lasts
just
for
straight up
3
says,
minutes.
I
If
don't
it
fucking
went on
know,
for
bro. We
longer,
cooked.
I'm sure Noel Noah would have been cooked.
Bro, that's your
His
coach.
advice to Isagi is literally to just thug out the 3 minutes he's in for and see what they can scrounge up from there. Like, bro, are you dead ass? Spoiler alert for the rest of the Ubers match if for some reason you haven't read it yet. But this
Yeah, ignore the
motherfucker
captions
does
going
not
crazy.
have
There's a part of
the
every
script
I cut.
single duel he has against
Oh
Mark
yeah,
Snuffy for the
take it.
rest
He
of the
just
match.
backed his ass
Not
up and won.
once does Noel
Take
Noah
that.
beat this man while guarding
Take it
him.
is crazy.
I wish I
but
was
actually,
Noah.
Noel Noah is a striker, so it's obvious that he's not going to be as good on defense. So, actually, your point is invalid.
All right, you fucking nerd. Well, guess what? Since Snuffy's actually a good coach who doesn't manipulate his players in order to make himself better, he never has to 1v1 against Noah since he's trying to let Burū grow and improve as a striker. And guess what? If that's not good enough for you, remember what happened the first time Snuffy got the ball? Yeah, exactly. Even when Burū isn't able to successfully
Exactly.
pull off the stealth kill shot and sends the ball back upfield, not even a minute later does Snuffy come flying in, a phoenix reborn from the ashes, and steal the ball away from Isagi in a goal-scoring position and setting his team up back for the counter. Despite the team's best efforts, Isagi nearly thwarts Burū for a 4th time. However, Burū, now growing tired of Snuffy's tactics, decides to go rogue, breaking free from his contract with Snuffy. Let it be known that while Burū is getting stopped somewhat frequently by Isagi, Snuffy is correct in pointing out that his strategies are elevating Burū to a level of success he wouldn't
This
achieve
Cuphead
without them.
music?
It's because of
Maybe.
Snuffy that, despite
Yes!
playing
So
his first
fucking
potential match for
valid.
Ubers against PXG, Burū is still able to score a
I was gonna say, it
hat
sounds
trick against
familiar.
Bartra in a 3-1
I
victory.
love, I
while
love
securing the
Christopher
largest
Madigan's
contract in the
up-tempo
NEL at
jazz for that
time.
soundtrack, bro.
However,
It's so good.
Burū not wanting to be limited and wanting to
As
surpass
an
Isagi,
ex-jazz
still
musician,
decides
bro,
to
I
go rogue and
love
try to play
up-tempo
his style of
jazz.
soccer. Not to mention that Burū even admits he's been planning
Weird
to
question.
overthrow Snuffy since he teamed up with
What
him, but this stop by Isagi was
What
the last straw.
website are you
Once
using?
Ubers
Because sometimes they
realize
look
that
like you're
Burū
using
is
officials, and
his
sometimes it
way,
looks like you're
they
not.
realize they have no
Oh
other
yeah, I
choice but to follow
switch
him.
back and
After
forth
all,
between
Burū is such a good
using
player that going against him would be
Weeb
worse than
Central
becoming service
and
to admitting. Now, you
Manganado.
think that after watching your team fold and compete against you in real
I have a
time,
bunch of old
destroy
panels
someone,
that are from Manganado, but
when
the reason
Noel
I've been
Noah
using Weeb
asks
Central after you
Snuffy
showed it to
about
me.
how he feels being betrayed,
Gotcha.
Snuffy admits that it feels awesome, surprising Noel Noah. Snuffy even goes on to challenge Burū, telling him to demonstrate why he's worthy of wearing the Ubers' crown. It's
You know how many
crazy
people
to
would
me that
knock on
Snuffy able
Kunigami
to
for
swallow
saying,
his pride
"Ugh,"
like this and
so much?
encourage
The
Burū
gun is so
to
funny though. Dude, I
No.
called him a
Because of
gun
being
merchant.
a
One of
No,
my
you know want to
videos.
know what's 10 times
Despite
funnier?
Burū telling Snuffy
Noel
that Ubers will
Noah
never
has
win
said
this
the
way,
word
Snuffy
"you"
doesn't decide
more
to
times than they can
versus
fucking
his
count
crown
in this
and
video.
continue to force Burū to play his way. Instead,
Yeah, but
he encourages
God.
Burū to leave
Fuck
his team.
Yeah. Yeah, but good. Well, you.
Later, once Burū makes his way closer to the goal, Kaiser
That's how
decides
Kunigami
to
does it,
stop
bro.
him.
Deep as hell, bro. It's
Recognizing the type of player Burū is, Snuffy begins to antagonize Burū, sarcastically asking him if he wants to pass to Snuffy and get help from a know-it-all adult. When Burū goes to shoot, he hits a double nutmeg, the ball flying through the legs of Kaiser and Isagi. Snuffy, seeing what Burū is aiming for, purposely
You.
moves to block Noel Noah, positioning himself so that the ball can fly under his leg and into the net. Meanwhile, Snuffy could have totally stolen a touch on this ball and scored himself, but he wanted to reward Burū for his strong play and let him take a risk with such a gambled shot. Fortunately for Ubers, Burū's gamble pays off, and Burū secures his second goal for
Kakamari's
sealing
fucking
his seat
face.
at the helm of Ubers. As Ubers celebrates Burū's takeover, Snuffy congratulates Burū for pulling one over on him and scoring a goal that even he couldn't predict. Snuffy continues, telling Burū that his ego surpassed every one of his designs and that he has won. Burū, unsatisfied with such a shallow accolade, challenges Snuffy and calls him out for being a coward and trying to retire. Burū tells Snuffy that he doesn't want him to retire, so he can settle the score with Snuffy once he's out of Blue Lock. Snuffy, filled with newfound determination, tells Burū that he'll keep playing, reminding him that he's the
Dude,
best in the
these
world.
full panels,
Now,
like the
from
full
this point
page
on,
panels
that's
with no like
simply turned
other
into the Sae
shit on the
Itoshi.
page are the most
So I won't
beautiful
talk
fucking
about that
things.
too much more. But with all this being laid out, you may ask yourself, well, Onyx, how do you still think Snuffy's underrated? Well, let me break it down. A lot of things that I'm going to talk about right now.
Ow! Did I put my knee 4 times this fucking stream, dude?
But I feel like tackling that will further reinforce my point, so I want to talk about how we, the audience, perceive Snuffy first. While Snuffy isn't the hottest commodity, especially with the Ubers match ending over a year ago, I feel like he doesn't get nearly as much love as some other characters in the series. When it comes to Master Strikers, people tend to like Noel Noah more because he's regarded as the best striker, is Isagi's team leader, and his betrayal of Isagi in the PXG match was an interesting plot point that added depth to his character. Loki's another popular Master Striker, considering he's the same age as the Blue Lockers and will most likely serve as an antagonist in a future arc of the series. Even the childish Lavinho and arrogant Chris Prince can be seen having more appreciation at times. Despite being one of the more fleshed out Master Strikers in terms of character, I personally feel like Snuffy doesn't get talked about a lot by the community when Master Strikers get brought up. What about in regards to
Ooh, excuse
just
me.
Ubers players?
Oh, bless you.
Damn.
Well,
Fuck.
again, since Snuffy is the team's Master
Where's
Striker
rip
and
that
not a
shit?
dedicated player slash Blue Locker, I feel like he often gets overlooked in this category too. Of course, you have Burū, arguably the most popular character on that roster, but alongside him you have players like Ryu, a fan favorite from the second selection, Nico, one of the few remaining first selection players, and Aiku, easily the most popular character from the U20 match. Hell, Snuffy might not even be the most popular non-Blue Locker on this roster, considering that the Ubers also have new Gen 11 defender, Don Lorenzo, and everybody loves this chaotic bastard. So, Snuffy may not be discussed a lot by fans because he isn't the most popular character, that's understandable. But if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said that I also think Snuffy is underrated by the characters in the Blue Lock universe itself. Let me explain. Again, we know that Noel Noah is regarded as the #1 striker in Blue Lock. This is a title Mans has held since the first episode of the show. That's cool. Let Noah hold that title. We've already discussed how Snuffy is the best overall player, so it's fine if he's not considered the best striker. since his midfielding. and
Notice how
defensive skills are
Fukaku comes
greater
on
than
and doesn't
Noel
get a
Rowan's.
single fucking
So,
in.
by that logic, Mark Suffy's title as the
Oh,
Crown
God.
Messenger isn't the only one he's given, right? Like, he's probably
Why is
regarded
Marcher
as
so
the
bad as a
second
team? Because
best,
they have the
right?
most U20 players.
Oh,
That's
okay,
why.
I guess title the second best.
They
goes
got
to
the
Chris
they got the
Burns because
scrounged
he's the second
leftovers
best
from the
overall
bum
striker.
ass team that lost.
I get how people can see that. It's kind of hard to argue considering he's the most fit and athletic player in the world of Blue Lock. Plus, his limited feats from the Manshine match prove that he's worthy of the title, so I'll give him that. But then again,
Bro,
these are all
Kaiser's
just
physicality
rookies.
is not talked
Surely
about enough. He
someone
fucking went body
recognizes
to
Stuffy
body
for-
with Prince.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Huh. I see.
Why are you busting on me, bro?
so-
Why did Brooks go? Oh,
882 votes.
Hey, yo.
And Prince got 201. And that was the first and second place for the UEFA Men's Player of the Year award voting. And this gap was the largest in history. Not only is Snuffy
Like, bro,
hardly
there's over
recognized by
1,000
anyone
votes and
other
not
than
one of them went to
Isagi and
Snuffy. Are you
Noel,
fucking
but
kidding
the
me?
professionals outside of Blue Lock can't even properly credit this man. Like, I get it. Snuffy might be out of his prime, but Noah still places him above any other player,
well, what was that
including
ranking
himself.
in?
Again, the
That was player. That was like
award I was
MVP,
just
like
talking
Player
about
of the Year
was
award.
Player
In the
of
world?
the Year,
Yeah.
not Striker of the Year. And it's crazy
Yeah.
to think that Snuffy didn't get any.
Or
higher
like maybe
than
it was like
first place,
whatever
considering
European
the way
league that they
he's treated in
played, but
this
like it
series.
included
Probably got
Noel
lower
Noah
than
and
third
Chris Prince, so
place.
why wouldn't it
Even
include
after all
Snuffy?
I've laid out, you think that maybe, just maybe, someone out there on Blue Lock YouTube, besides my GOAT lessons from anime, would care about Mark Snuffy. But no, not a single soul is willing to recognize how
Like
great
no one has
Snuffy
made like
was
any kind
and
of
still
analytical
is.
video talking
I
about
mean,
Snuffy.
Crashing
I
out.
can't believe it's
Because I just thought
Literally.
people respected him, and that was it.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize people didn't make content on him just because I thought it was automatically known that he was like just like that.
Yeah, after Noah said he was the best in the world, I was just like, alright, people are gonna use their brains, right?
Like Kareem, but
No,
instead,
for Blue Lock.
motherfuckers over here want to debate if Android 16 or Johnny Bravo is better. I haven't even brought up the comeback story that this guy's had. After finding success with Mick Moon and settling for being great instead of legendary,
We're in the Onyx
Snuffy
crash
loses
out
a
arc.
lot to start
Hold on, I
with.
gotta turn up this
music.
I recognize it.
After he loses Mick 2. Despite this, bro came back.
Does
and
he not have a
completed
fucking
the Big
nose?
Five dream. He
It's just a low quality. It's just a low quality panel. It's just
Nah,
one of those-
nah,
Krillin.
nah, no
His
nose.
memory is fading. His
Hold on,
memory
shit.
is fading.
Look, panels so low quality, none of them have noses, except for
Well, all the
fucking
other faces
Snuffy.
are blurred.
Can you
Except for
smell
fucking
what the rock is cooking?
you smell when the rock is cooking.
Snuffy, I can't smell it all.
I can't smell it all. You took too much of the nose genes.
Oh my
Too
god.
much coke,
Give him
bro.
back.
Nick was doing too much coke. They had to cut his nose
I
off.
need there to be a blue locker who just doesn't have a nose. Next New Gen 11 will have no nose.
Next New Gen 11 is Krillin from Dragon Ball.
and Moon set out to accomplish. Like, dog, if this isn't one of the greatest comeback stories in all of Blue Lock, then I don't know what is.
Like Kim Kardashian.
Needless to say, I love
Okay.
Boy Snuffy, and
I think she
y'all
got covered back in that
should
video.
break down what I think some of the
I'm
matches
so
that
glad you
will
got that
be for
reference.
Joining the Neo Egoist League, then click the video on screen. Otherwise, I'm Onyx, coffee to your elbow, and I'll see you guys next time.
I will not. I will cough directly into other people's mouths.
Hey, Onyx. When is next time?
Oh, so when does the fall technically start?
When is 2028 again?
Yo, so when's the next Christmas we have?
Raven! I love you,
I
Raven.
started it and didn't finish it. Hold up. I will tell you. I was on call at like 4 a.m. with my buddies, and we added ourselves to a bunch of soundboard servers.
Shut up.
Okay.
I don't see you doing any better in the booty department.
It's just for the stupid shit.
Bro.
I've already watched Raven's video, and my head kind of is pounding, so I'm probably gonna hop off and get on a game or something for a bit.
Bet.
Okay.
Bet.
I'll
You don't
talk-
do your shit.
Of course, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for
Yeah, it was
having
great
me
seeing
on.
you, buddy.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to Arrow and Onyx and watch Onyx and Raven's new videos because they're fire.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for joining. I'm gonna watch this one and then I'm gonna go probably pass out then.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna go pass out after this.
Oh, you're gonna
video
sleep
with
after this?
Oh
okay.
yeah. If
Hell
leaks
yeah.
are dropping, tonight, which they probably are, I'm gonna pass out and then stay up all night for them.
Alright, type shit. Well, I'll talk to you when that happens. Be safe and Danke-san.
Yep. See you.
Bye, love you.
Then fuck that guy. He'd leave it. No.
My ear just popped. Oh, thank God.
Nah. All right, Onyx, we're putting you up here with me. There we go. All right. Hold up. Before Stream starts. Entertain them while I go put this away.
Okay. Okay, chat. On the count of 3, type your favorite slur. No. I hope you guys like that video. I'm hoping it does well. I plan on uploading more now that I'm not busy trying to like secure a 4.0 GPA in school. No promises though, because the next video I have is like a very ranty video essay that's like gonna be 30 minutes. I have the script for it done, but like God, editing that is going to be such a pain. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm also hoping I can get decongested of whatever the hell's going on because like that I can't get it out of my head that entire video. I sound like I'm out of breath and I'm like chewing on spit. It's like really gross sounding. So I'm just hoping that by the time I go to record my next audio, whatever issue I have goes away. But you know, a boy can only dream, chat. Ugh, I'm so tired. I didn't get enough sleep. I set an alarm to be here. My sleep schedule is so scuffed. I go like
Okay.
full nocturnal in the summers. It's really bad.
Yeah, I have returned, and I have a water because I was a thirsty boy.
Stay hydrated, chat.
Oh yeah, stay hydrated. Eat your soup.
Amen.
All right. Raven's new video. What if Isagi chose Manshine instead? Okay. Go like and follow. Actually, hold up. I forgot to.
With a
Yeah,
new
chat, please support the official release. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Watch
Guys,
this video.
if this video doesn't do good enough, I'm quitting forever. You have to go like it.
Isagi will never know. With the
I will point out where Raven is good and where he's bad. Because I will tell you, there are parts of Raven's editing that I do not like. Yeah. Y'all ready? Okay, tough shit we're doing
the
it.
continuation of the BLUELOCK project.
I don't know if you're asking me to chat, so.
Came with the announcement of the new Egoist League. Ego,
Turn it all
now
the way.
being the coach of Japan T20 team, explains that his diamonds in the rough are tasked in choosing one of 5 league-represented clubs in order for them to improve their abilities and skills, preparing them for the upcoming U20 World Cup, and to help decide who is worthy of making the cut in the top 21 player border. Isagi
I will
in the
admit, I love
original
his use of
story
persona sound
selected
effects.
Munich due to his idol
Yeah.
Noah playing
Agreed.
for that very same.
No, I've always wondered this. It's not in relation to Raven's thing. I want to know who chose what when. Like,
My
okay.
best guess is that it would just go from top left to bottom right.
Team.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
not how it was. I don't think, right? Because like they were.
Well, I don't know, that's just my guess.
Yeah.
At this time. So as you can guess in today's video, we tackled the scenario of what if
I
Isagi
did that.
chose Manshine City in the
Yeah, you
NAL.
did.
If you enjoyed this what if and want to see more, be sure to leave a
You're
like.
so
and
good,
subscribe to the
Dragon
channel. The
Ball.
support is
Oh yeah,
completely
I've
free
leveled
and
up my
is greatly
thumbnail design.
appreciated with the
Well,
growth
yeah,
of
'cause
this
you've been
channel.
making so
Also, be
many.
sure to join our BLUELOCK Discord with the link down below. After our main character was approached by Bachelor with some
I'm a bad
encouraging
friend
and
in this group. I
inspiring
don't promote the
words, Isagi,
Discord.
upon further reflection, realizes what he severely lacks in his arsenal is the physique to compensate for his plays. At this point, he had the movement weapons necessary in order to get into the best spots to execute his direct shot, but what use is that formula when you have to rely on others to give you that ball? He has no individual offensive weapon to keep hold of the ball, so the best way to fix that issue is to tackle it head on. Isagi selects Manshine City and begins his new route in the story. Nagi seemed a bit annoyed. He wanted to dedicate his time to actually beating Isagi, but maybe that can still be achieved in a different way. Chosen and prepared, the selectors of this England-related club went through the whole way relatively.
I never realized how fucking horrifying Agi looks. Look at him sitting back here like a fucking demon. I never realized him here like ever. I saw these 3. I've never actually clicked with him sitting back there. That must have been a fucking crazy thing when the this chapter dropped. Like, oh, is he a new generation 11?
Bro, I barely got 100 mil bed. TSPMO. So underrated.
Like, I also think like, okay, hold up. Before we continue, I'll show you what I mean. Like, okay, like it's chapter 153. No, 154. Like, okay. Rin, Karasu, Tokimitsu, like Shido picked last year, okay, maybe, but like Isagi's number 1, which I'm assuming Isagi wasn't the first one to pick
Yeah,
Germany
no,
when they found out.
already said that he's going to Germany, so.
Like, I would be curious as to who went first. Like, who do you think picked England first? I think Chigiri might have picked England first.
Probably.
Honestly. Like, he knows what he wants. He knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah, that'd be some fun information to have.
Bachira, I think, probably picked Spain first. Like,
yeah. No, because they definitely put the more relevant characters near the top.
actually, you know what? No, I think Atoya did. I think
Really?
Atoya picked first because Atoya was like,
Actually,
oh,
no,
cool.
he did. Like, if you literally scroll up in the chapter, you see that Otoya is one of the first ones to pick, and then Bachira talks to Asagi. He's like, do you know where you're going?
Well, yeah, Bachira comes over, is like, I'm going to the country of Spain, but it looks like he's already chosen.
Yeah, that's true. That could be true.
Like Nagi, we know, came after Chigiri and Ryo, right? Because they're already registered for there. Or also, wait, hold up. It depends. Okay, it doesn't. Looking at his phone, it doesn't look like he's selected it yet, but it looks like Ryo has already. So I'm assuming Ryo picked before Chigiri did. If I'm just going off of like the phone thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chigiri here hasn't picked. These guys don't look like they've picked. Kodansha definitely hasn't. But I feel like those ones at the top probably did pick first, but at the same time...
No, the way it's organized is definitely meant to be character popularity and relevance and not like who actually picked first.
So wait, so then who... Yeah, so yeah, it would make sense for France to be Zantetsu just because he thinks it sounds smart, so he was the first one. Igigiri chose Germany. Atoya chose Spain. And then Adi chose Italy. They probably all picked first, and then Rhea was the first one to pick Manshine. It's because he's black? No, it's because he's entirely blacked out.
Yeah,
There's a huge
he's not in the light.
Because he looks like a demon. Look at him. An entirely black silhouette just staring. He looks like the
Is he
void.
sitting too? I can't see because
Yeah, he's sitting crisscrossed.
Mm.
He's sitting like Ryo is, but he's sitting like he's sitting there but holding both of his ankles.
Mm.
I gotta say, there's a lot of aura in this page.
There is.
There's so much.
Figure
Honestly,
feet.
oh, it got me with the snuffy nose out here.
No,
This
just
is their
chiggery
decision,
feet, bro.
which after this is where everyone, of course, has their introduction.
This is
to the
less on
classes and
Raven's
the
video than
values
this
and
just-
size of each club. Manshine was a much more positively enforcing environment compared to Bastard, but Isagi will never know that.
You bastard!
Chris Prince, in his original attitude, is excited to see everyone, but he immediately identifies Isagi from the U20 match. It's not hard to imagine that Chris Prince knows who Isagi
Chris
is.
Prince, if you touch his
considering
if
he
you
does
touch a
thorough
little
research
higher up,
into
you're gonna get a
developing
fucking
each of his
charge,
students'
bro.
skills, and even the likes of Kaiser knows about Isagi
Patting
from
his
his
cock,
goal.
bro. What the
Chris
fuck?
Prince, of course, starts to inspect
What?
each of their bodies to assess what kind of.
You know
player
something?
they
I was
are.
thinking about
When it
this.
came to Isagi, he
I
was
haven't watched this video. I
identified
wonder if he's
as
gonna
a
cover the
word
interactions with
essentially translates
Kaiser.
to space investigator
'Cause
or
I
think he
space
does.
interpreter, and is best used to define the effective role that anticipates
The
when
round
space
deuter.
opens up to make a goal scoring opportunity. A ring deuter's main function in a team is to.
I've
drift
always
the
just called
field
it the
and
space
find pockets of
investigator,
space in
'cause that's
which
just-
to thrive. A player who
Because that's just what it's
locates dangerous areas on the pitch
that's like what
and
it's
uses
translated to
power
easy.
Yeah.
space to create danger among opposition backlines. And much like Isagi, this type of forward are limited dribblers and are not characterized by their pace. Their first touch
Also,
is
by the way,
very
Isagi's
efficient
dribbling
and
just got
contributes to
significantly
setup
worse when he entered
prior
Blue
to
Lock.
scoring.
Yeah,
He was
right.
really decent at the start, and then it sucked, and then it's
I think
slowly
it's just
building up
because
to
he
not
knows his
fucking.
moves won't work against higher competition like this.
He's probably just anxious and just-
Yeah.
Because
Because remember when he tried doing that solo carry in the first selection, and then the Wanima Bros stole it?
I wonder if like when he's if Isagi was that Manshine and he goes over and he goes, I want to be that guy, and just points to Isagi. Like, oh, you want to be him? It's like, well, this is gonna be weird.
Was in regards to becoming more capable with ball possession.
Honestly, I wonder if Nagi said he wanted to beat Isagi, and Agi was interested, do you think that they would institute a two-person system? Hold up. Do you think they would institute a two-person system like Rin and Shido had for PXG, but it's Isagi and Nagi? Like, you could have Isagi having to try and force himself to get people to rally with him, since Ryo would obviously go to work. Since Ryo would seem to try and work by himself, Chigiri try to work by himself. Okay, they'll be a staple. Ginisi will switch. I have to try and assert myself as, okay, make these guys want to work for me, or work with me. You know what I mean?
That could be a possibility, but I don't think it's gonna be as like toxic as Bastard.
Well, obviously it wouldn't be toxic. You'd just be like, okay, Ryo already doesn't like me. Chigiri already wants to score goals for himself. How can I assert myself and make them want to work with me?
This overall new path of training physical specs more so than reading the field for the time being doesn't make Isagi any different in terms of his ego type, since there's characters like Hiyori who are individually capable of keeping hold of the ball who are the exact same ego type as Isagi. Just thought I should specify that. I will go out on a limb here saying that with 2 weeks of preparation time, Isagi manages to go from an overall rank B player to a high rank A player, but Isagi still lacks the physical components that would make him one of the strongest or to help him be more dominant with ball possession or stealing. So how will he grow? Well, I acknowledge Chris Prince as one of the best masters. Whilst yes, his partial focus does come down to promoting his sponsored products or beating Noah Noah, he is phenomenally equipped in the knowledge in how to approach everyone's different types of playstyles, maximizing their bodies to best compensate for their levels of potential, and of course giving opportunities to players with the strongest ideals.
Now I'm jealous that Raven did this because I really want to do this idea, but there's nothing I could do that like I would want to use the thumbnail I had. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like fuck, I cooked on that and I cooked for someone else.
No, dude, seeing other people have such good like I wanted to steal his Augie video for so long because he wasn't doing it, and then he drops it. It's like one of his most popular videos. Like
I want to steal your next video that I don't want to.
Yeah, the copycat one. I'm so sorry that's taking so long.
No, you're good, but I'm like, no, but I've been so distracted with other videos, like my Sae one. I don't know if you saw the chat. Hold on. I don't know if you saw the chat. My computer was busted. My audio was fluctuating.
Yeah, no,
in and out.
I was there when that was happening. I was like, damn, this sucks.
Dude, I was having a stroke.
You install some shit that your friend made you get for something, and then it like broke your audio.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't know if that was it, because like I'm blaming that, right? Because I hadn't downloaded anything else, and that's when the problem started. But it was just a driver update.
Oh.
It was just to update my graphics card driver. That was it. So like, I don't know what got misconstrued, but I think consistently my audio, I don't know if my audio is consistently peaking right now, or if it keeps like fluctuating in and out right now.
It sounds fine over Discord.
Yeah, but it seemed to do okay when I did the recording, right? It seemed to do fine when I did the recording. Like, for my Sae video. Which, maybe I can be a little greedy. I was thinking that was going to do as well as my Shido one, like 30k. I'm not complaining at 16. I'm just a little sad it didn't do as well as I thought it would do.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
Sorry, which video is this? I think I'm thinking of the wrong one.
The Sae one I just posted yesterday. It's
yeah.
It's at 16.9 right now.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about your other. I was like, what? No, sorry.
Like, I don't have any room to complain, but because it's at 16k views, it's fuck ton. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, right.
But like, I was hoping it would do a little better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always rough when you're like, this is gonna be a banger, and then it doesn't bang, and then you're like, this video's gonna do shit, and then it blows up.
Like the gorilla one, which hit 100,000 views.
Why is that? I was looking at that the other day. Why is that your 5th most popular video?
Hold up. I'm gonna pull this. I gotta pull this up now. I think it's more.
No, it's top 5. I know that
it
for
is.
a fact. I looked at it yesterday. It was at 98. I want to say.
This is my 5th most viewed video.
But it's like, dude, like that's how I felt with my players. I should have gone to Manfred video. It was like 5 minutes, and it got like 5k views, which is crazy for me at the time because I only had a couple hundred subscribers. I'm like, out of all the damn video, I mean, granted, my first video was like already did like super well. 1 for his first video, 2 just like in general. But like, I was like, dude, this video is like such slop. And then I just made the series better.
What was your video? What was your very first video? Because I know Raven did the
ranking. It was the top 10 ranking.
I'm gonna say I remember Raven did the alignment videos, and I thought you did something similar because your guys' original thumbnail styles were very similar.
Yeah, Raven even asked me about it. He was like, "Hey mate, can I copy your style?" I'm like, "You're not really copying anything. It's just you put a character and you put some text on a white background. Go for it."
I will say I don't think I was copying, but I actively took a lot of inspiration from Hideo's just because Hideo's shit was consistently hitting.
Dude, Hideo's thumbnails bang and they pull views. Like,
yeah.
Shout out Hideo for hitting 100k, by the way.
Yeah, congrats, bro. You get 100k. Unsubscribe. No, but
someone's gonna take him.
Yeah, but like,
No, his thumbnails are pretty good.
Dude, he's hitting 274, 200.
No, he's
130.
consistently pulling in like 100,000 views per video.
My one sadness is that he's just switching to chapter reviews now.
Mm.
Like, which is fine, but like, if you're only doing chapter reviews now, because
No,
his last 3
he
weeks,
does some hot takes.
yeah, but he's doing those on streams. He's like straight up. His videos are just last 2 weeks chapter review, chapter review, chapter review, chapter review.
Well,
This one
he
was
said he was
fine.
busy in his personal
Yeah,
life. So,
I
mean,
don't,
it
yeah, I
makes
don't
sense.
blame him. I'm just saying, I hope this isn't like a consistent thing.
Yeah, no, he has way more potential than just being a chapter review person.
Yeah. Wow, this guy.
Yeah,
hit
no,
a million,
I looked at
hit
that
a
today,
million.
dude. I was like, 1 million views. Holy fuck.
Damn. That's wild. Hold up, isn't this one that the NFL commented on?
The NFL commented on one of his videos.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was. Well, hold up. I think it was
Fuck.
I think it might have been this one. No. Well, I'll find it. I know. It was one of the. Or I think it was this one actually. It was a pure Isagi thumbnail. Hold up. I need to sort by. We're just gonna go copy NFL. We're just gonna search by the NFL. I swear they commented somewhere. It was on one of these videos for. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna be so annoyed until I. The NFL would have to be a top comment, right?
Surely.
Jesus, what actually happened to Itoshi Sae? 738,000 views.
He's a popular character and he dropped it at a good time.
You did. Hold up. I'm just gonna go latest and find all the ones where.
Please let the Snuffy video pull in good views. Like I forgot how addicted I am to like checking the analytics for like the first 48 hours.
Oh, that's me all the time. He also changes his thumbnail, so I don't know which. I don't actually remember which one.
Yeah, I
Is good.
changed my rigged bids thumbnail and someone commented, they were like, dude, how did he predict the exact number? And I'm like, bro. I'm like, you do know
Yeah.
you can go back and change thumbnails, right?
I know the NFL. I know the NFL commented on.
I
one
don't
of his
doubt it,
videos.
but like,
It was really funny when it did, because the NFL of all ones coming, we were wrong. Fat Shido.
I love.
All right, whatever. But yeah, like if you can see my like, I'll show you my channel for this. I just keep copying and pasting
The
Raven's video.
environment can
It's Rick and Morty
Like-
time.
Like you can see my thumbnails for a lot of my videos versus like his.
It's because they work.
Yeah, like I will say what I take pride in is the fact that every single one of my chapter review ones are ones with colorings that only I have made because I take the time to color each of my thumbnail one. Like
Mm.
like this one was all my coloring. This one was my coloring. This one was my coloring.
I love the one
one.
your why Shido deserves third thumbnail.
Oh, yeah.
It's so,
This is
it's
one of my
so
favorite.
good. It's
This
so
is one of my
good.
favorite custom thumbnails I've ever done. I try to take inspiration for how Rez cooks on the thumbnails I commissioned from him, like the worst master one here or the every weapon here. And I wanted to make something that kind of gave a similar vibe, not in style, but in terms of like clickability. And I feel like I added the laughing because I thought it would make it 10 times better.
It did.
And I feel like it
It
worked
also helps
so
to
well.
fill some of that awkward empty space.
Yeah,
Like, just from like an art perspective.
yeah. But 100,000 views on the gorilla is fucking hilarious.
Versus Ravens that got like what? Not even, did it get 5 digits? It's like, damn, you hate to see it.
I'm gonna find this.
I think, did yours drop first time wise?
No, we dropped same time, same day.
Really?
Same time.
I think it just might be the thumbnail then.
Yeah. Well, he had Death Battle. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of very close similarities in that.
I think it's because people probably clicked on the video thinking it was like actually going to be like a death battle, and then it wasn't like the death battle format, and they were like, "Fuck this."
Yeah. Like 4.1 versus. Well, also I feel like my thumbnail is funny as fuck. Just
Your
Gagamoto
thumbnail's just so funny, dude.
pointing at himself, like I could solo you. What? The fuck?
This is straight to the point too.
But yeah, we'll go back to Ravens.
So the first game that Isagi will, of course,
speaking
of
play
absolute
is
peak
against
and
Basel
Raven.
Munich, which is the NEL's third live match. Through Isagi's ideal performing preference, he is placed as the offensive.
Ravens is great with
behind
his
Agi, where his direct shot can thrive with Agi's help in making opportunities.
He does
Whereas
great with
Agi and
his,
Shiguri take the
what ifs.
wings, and Reo plays as defensive midfielder once again. Outside of Isagi, everyone stays in the same positions as the original story, aside from the other defensive midfielder next to Reo, Driver, who is now benched. We then see the opposition being revealed.
I feel like
Munich
Ryo
still
and
won
Isagi
their
would
first
both be
game
the
against Archer
midfielders.
with Kaiser
Like,
and
they'd both be,
Noah's combined
like,
efforts.
Yeah, wait, go back for a
Offensive.
second.
Isagi won their first game. Driver, who is now benched. We
I think that's fine.
I think it's
Especially
fine,
with
but I don't
with the roster they're working with.
like. I guess they're having Ryo as. I guess Ryo would be pushed as like a center midfielder.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then-
It looks like he's defensive midfielder because Swift and Arthur are. Yeah.
Wingbacks.
No, I'd say they're left middle, right middle, and then Shiguri and Nagi are wingers. Asagi's
Then what is
center.
Isagi?
No, Asagi's not center forward.
What would this formation? Like, if-
Offensive
like,
midfielder.
These guys are wingers. Yeah, but like, okay, then who are these guys? These would be wingbacks now.
Left middle and right middle.
So offensive midfielder, center midfielder, left midfielder, right midfielder. That seems
Yeah.
like
I guess I don't know.
then see the
I'm
I
not
don't
the.
know.
Where's
Munich
Animasu when
still
you need it
won
with
their
this ball
first game
knowledge?
against
I'm not the
Archer
best
with
at
Kaiser and
formations.
Noah's combined
But
efforts,
I
and
think it
upon
works.
seeing Isagi, Kaiser presents a devilish smirk. He couldn't predict Isagi's choice in where he would train under, as it was by pure fortune that Isagi chose Basel Munich in the original story for Kaiser to want Isagi to get in the way of his life. But now this is the only match that Kaiser has to crush BLUELOCK's hero. The match commences, and with a much more Kaiser-centered team, Basel quickly gains the upper hand through chemistry alone. However, Reo presents himself to be Basel's biggest obstacle upon his improvement to his all-rounder body type and the further development of his chameleon-style offensive.
I love the
and
Royale
defensive
glaze.
abilities.
Royale
He
is such a
manages to
deadly
fall from
character,
an air
and
defense to then
not
see
enough
a
people
side-copy
appreciate it.
counterattack. Reo still
Oh,
makes
Reo,
his
yeah.
inspired strike, which was saved by Gargamaro, so still in this story, Reo at first doesn't want to rely on Nagi anymore. Isagi had been watching the match unfold from the opposite end of the pitch. Being further upfield didn't allow him to as easily play on defense at the pace in which this match was going, so he needed to adapt. And he now is realizing the reason why his physique needs to be in top shape if he seeks to keep up the pace going up and down the field. And of course, much like the original, Isagi so far is also interested in Kaiser's way of playing. Thanks to him now being on the opposing team, he's not only wanting to keep his eyes on Kaiser through how he is playing, but he is also required to, as he is the biggest threat on Basel.
You know, I was
as
interested
a
in making a
player,
what if
much
myself.
like how
It was a
Sae
while ago. I think I
Itoshi
spoke
then
to you
picks
guys
up
about
the
it.
ball
What if
before Kaiser
Isagi
does,
awakened?
and in an easier
What if
manner than
Isagi
Blue thanks to Isagi
awakened
not
Predator
being in
Eye
the
over
position,
spatial
Shiguri
awareness?
scores with his
Yeah.
new golden formula, the 44-degree Panther Snipe. It was an extremely impressive feat and showcases.
But I don't
the
know.
great
I gotta
growth
go
that
look through it again to
Isagi
see if I
has
still
had
like
since
it.
the beginning of their training. With no Isagi to tease, Kaiser just makes his attack with Ness. However, who from BLUELOCK is there to be the competition for our Blue
A
Road
public
Emperor? Well, that's the
execution.
thing. Without Isagi there, no one.
Well, he's gonna pull out the gun.
Choice to be a rival with. Kurona
Where's
is
the
now helping
guillotine?
Kaiser to appeal to club offers, and both Yukimiya and Kunigami are still playing their own individual game as they did in the original. With no
Dude,
intent of
with
making
Ness
this
and Corona,
but with
Kaiser would be
Kurona's
fucking
assistance, he
deadly.
actually forms a chemical reaction with Kaiser and Ness named Blue Moon Orbit, which refers to Ness and Kurona orbiting around Kaiser to deliver
I love giving cool
passes
names
with
like that to
notable
things.
speed and freedom. This push-up field
It's
was
cool.
frankly
Nicknaming shit is
unreal.
fun.
To include a reliable player like Kurona into the mix, the predictable passing formation of Ness.
But I will say this: the reason it's called Planet Hotline is a mistranslation. It's called orbital resonance. It's just resonance, as in like they're having a chemical reaction,
Yeah.
and he's just running around him. It's not like Planet Hotline wasn't the name for it. It was just called orbital. It was just like we're forming our orbital resonance.
Yeah.
Like anyone can perform an orbital resonance. It's just running around someone. Like Isagi was doing that to Rain.
Yeah.
Like in a regard, that was their Planet Hotline. It's just I don't know. I think it's funny thing
Kaiser
about.
has been upgraded for not only faster pacing, but also less predictable passing patterns. Before the last pass could be delivered to Kaiser, however, Isagi intercepts. His movements are much more refined and aggressive now, and he's keeping in mind the distance he has to make up from his offensive midfield position. He makes a pass towards Agi, who is further upfield for a counter push. Agi had made it quite clear the interest he has towards Nagi, but he also has an interest in Isagi. Even if he wasn't a quote, rarer creature, his potential and high level of football IQ resonated in the Doctor, and by working together they could develop a chemical reaction where they allow each other's full potentials to be harnessed. Kaiser was slightly starstruck at this level of improvement, as it seemingly didn't cross his mind that this was possible from the time of the U20 game up until now. Massive Munich players look to stop Isagi in his tracks, but with his now upgraded physique, Isagi is able to push through the defense without the need of passing as much, which in turn makes his attacks less predictable. But his charge comes to a halt when Yukiya managed to steal the ball from Isagi with the use of his faster speed. Isagi may have improved, but he's not yet on the level of players who are more versatile in natural physical skill yet. Yukiya pushes upfield and executes his street style dribbling. Even with Kaiser in the prime position to score, Yukiya paid no mind to him, which ended up being a reason why he loses the ball when Ryo shuts him down using Neo's defensive technique. The loose ball goes to Nagi, and now he can showcase what he's learned. Much like his first push with Agi in the original, where he uses the zero reset turn and showcases that he's become a more capable dribbler, the final result actually doesn't have Yukiya block Nagi's strike. Instead, Kaiser is the one to stop it. With the ball going out of bounds, Agi gives his same instructions to Nagi like the original, as Isagi watches and listens on from the side. He already knows how the team is one that focuses on presence and creation, but now this includes the genius of adaptability's performance to provide solutions and input for Nagi's own creativity. Isagi is both the offensive midfielder and a crutch for Nagi's growth, not exactly providing Nagi with the ideas, but it allows Isagi to see the ideas Nagi has the potential to do himself with their chemical reaction. Although, Isagi doesn't wish to follow this structure, so only Nagi can get goals. He is also a vital component that plays as this team's space investigator, with assessing blind spots and being able to get into the best positions for his direct shot, in which he has trained thoroughly. So his presence needs to make a shift in this team's dynamic one way or another. With Chigiri's corner kick, Agi is able to make a flick pass towards Nagi, but Kaiser of course intercepts like the original, and while Isagi was trying to catch up with Kaiser as he goes up the field, he was paying close attention to Kaiser. Kaiser was moving in a way that to him was the ideal way of him playing. Every decision, every adjustment, every scanning of the field is how he should move when on and off the ball. Isagi's way of thinking, as we know, was way too slow comparatively to a lot of more physically impressive players like Rin, Shido, Burū, Nagi, and now even Kaiser. So the only way to adopt a playstyle more fitting to him is by replicating each and every aspect that he can do from Kaiser's demonstration. He was learning the fundamentals of Metavision, which will shake this game's whole balance. What he did not anticipate, however, was Kaiser's own striking weapon. The leg swing speed he performed when he got the ball in range of the goal was not only impactful, but the magnitude of it made it even more obvious.
Weird question. I wonder what the Kaiser impact is gonna sound like.
The sound design for it better go fucking dummy, bro.
I bet it's gonna be a okay, hear me on this. It's gonna be a combination of like Loki's acceleration, Audio's like whip sound, and just Kunigami's power hit. A combination of all of those things, like a whip sound into the laser beam, and then the impact.
Kaiser actually is. Not
That would
even
be
with a
tough.
million
It'd be cool as fuck if it acted like a breaking the sound barrier kind of hit.
Yeah.
you ever think of doing a shot
Like it's a
Kaiser
boom
just
within
did,
like an
he
echo.
doesn't have the physicality for it, but everything else leading up to that strike seemed feasible. So if he put it into practice, now combined with his better physicality, he could be on the track of accomplishing his now new ideal. With the game at 1-1, Isagi seeks to topple the favoritism of the genius, dethrone the emperor, and making Manshine City center around his vision. He shall lay the path for his creation by making his presence undeniable. I hope you all enjoyed part 1 of this new What If series.
Oh Jesus, we haven't even seen Raven's avatar at all
Support
today.
by hitting that like
Yeah,
and
he was
subscribe button
cooking.
to the channel. Also, before you go, I have a form in which you can fill out for an upcoming hot takes video where I go through
Everybody go fill it
hot
out.
takes.
Go fill it out. Go fill it out right now. Also, like the
Throw the
video.
link in chat. Throw the link in chat.
Also, yeah, donate to Raven, bro. Cooked on this video. Like, he also just hit 6K. So like, did he know that?
Oh,
did he know
did
he
he?
hit 6K?
Did he?
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
6.01. Did he even know that he hit 6K?
I'm gonna throw it in the chat real quick for him.
Guys,
Our chat.
yeah. But yeah, this is where I'm probably gonna end the stream.
We've been going for a minute.
Yeah, it's been 3.5 hours. I'm tired. I'm tired. I got other videos I gotta work on, so I will. Yeah, I will see you guys.
Hang on, before you end, I just want to drop the link for Raven's thing in the chat. So if you guys want to fill out that form,
Yeah, go fill out that form.
it could be in a Raven video, guys.
Yeah, peak Raven video. And help be in one. I will say this. I will probably see you guys on probably Tuesday with my chapter review video, and then on Wednesday with a following normal video. And then I'm gonna try and lock in. I will say probably after this week, videos may take a slow roll for about a week. Because my girlfriend's coming back from Italy for after 2 weeks, so I want to spend some time with her.
Ooh.
Don't worry, I'll make time for you, baby boy. I'll make time for you, baby. But yeah, I want to make sure that I have some time for her. But yeah, I will be grinding videos. I will tell you. Okay, here's what I will do. I will tell you my next lineup of videos. Still to work out with Onyx because I want to upload something at the same time as him. On Wednesday, you will probably maybe get the what if. You'll maybe get my Isagi what if, which is going to be what if Isagi awakens Predator Eye over his spatial awareness? How would the story go? Basically, what if Isagi was a restrictive ego type? So what if at Isagi's peak he played like Kaiser as opposed to playing like he does now? And then if that happens, it'll be Wednesday. If it doesn't happen, then just get rid of it and push every video that follows after. After that video would be the what I would change about Manshine City. So I would go through and say I love Manshine City. It's a great game.
I love Rakama.
But there's stuff I would want to change.
Yeah.
And I would go through what I would change and how I believe the change would be more beneficial for the story. Tempted to do a Ryo Chameleon breakdown, going through all Ryo's weapons, all of his copies, all that stuff.
Totally do that.
After that, I would go through my Noah theory video. And then after that, hopefully it'll be around the next time of our next game show. So you guys will have the game show edited down to watch. Fully cut, fully edited. Be more fun that way. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy the next couple videos I have going on. Let me go through this. Okay? Maybe it's just me. Do I feel like I've been hitting really good numbers, right? What would you recommend I do to get those numbers up more? Is there anything that occurring about my editing that you think I should increase?
I don't know. I gotta watch some more of your recent videos because I'll be honest, I haven't seen like probably the last 4 uploads.
That's fine.
Right, because I haven't seen the new Sae video. I haven't seen the movie analysis. But I don't know. I feel like you're uploading at a high frequency.
I am. I'm uploading 3 videos a week.
Yeah, right. Like Jesus Christ, dude. I don't like. There's nothing I can point to and feel comfortable being like, oh, if you improve this, it would be better. I think you just gotta, play the game.
Lock in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream, and I will see you guys. Tuesday. I'll see you guys Tuesday, and then I'll see you Wednesday for another video. Yeah. Onyx, do you have anything to say to them about your channel?
Please support my newest video in my channel because I'm not going to be as consistent as Arrow or Raven or even Animasu, but I do plan on getting a couple uploads out this summer. Like I mentioned earlier, while you were away, I do want to get that copycat video out. It covers more than just Rayo and BLUELOCK, and that's going to be a really long video, so I'm hoping that one does well. So just stick around for that. I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys should totally check it out.
Yeah, and stay tuned for Arrow's next projects, because I
The-
know for a fact that when I go to take my brain break and play Stardew, I'm going to put on those new Arrow videos. So
Also, Onyx, let me know if you need help on the editing part. If I'm free, I
Oh,
will
for
definitely
sure.
offer my services for free to help you.
Oh my god, you're good to me. Yeah, it's good. That that copycat video is looking like it's gonna be closer to 30 minutes. So it's like it's gonna be. a
I
bit.
watched
'Cause
that.
I think I talk about like 6 or 7 different characters. So
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
If you want to give me Ryo because I can handle Ryo.
yeah, if you want to hop in and cover something, go for it.
Let me cover anything related to Ryo specifically, because I'll have all the panels memorized, so it'll make it easier
Yeah.
than having to spend an extra 2 hours searching for them.
Oh, for sure. Odds are, if I do give you something about Rayo, it'll probably be later in the video, because it'd be weird if I'm like, okay, guys, here's my video. Arrow, take it away, like immediately off the bat.
Well, you could do all the voice line. I'll just edit it down.
Oh shit. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Word, we can definitely get in contact about that. But yeah, I think that's all for the stream.
Yeah. Also, peep Onyx's channel more. He's doing some more. He'll do some more shorts in the future.
And what ifs. There will be.
And
I will announce it right now. The goal that I set for part 4 was lofty on purpose to give me time. It may have been too lofty considering I haven't uploaded a lot. But regardless of whether or not part 4 comes out tomorrow or like months from now, there will be a different What If series starting very soon. So tune in for that.
I will get your thumbnail done, by the way. It'll get done probably tonight.
But I mean, like I said, I don't need it immediately. I'm still 900 subscribers off the goal. And that's just when like I start production on it. I mean, I've read the script, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
It's not like it's in the vault ready to be uploaded right now. But
Bet.
yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you.